with Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, preparing in his head all the things he's wanted to be said. 90 minutes for Phil to fill with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. The stream's online and straight away begins to wane, but all is fine as long as Chats with 9 and doesn't step out of line. His content sound mature for all to enjoy, like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran through to feel so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. His supports is also slow and stays so low and fails to grow. You never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Most victims across the board we charged award because his code can't be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us all feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch it creep, we play bingo while Phil will bitch on why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across our screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals our soul machine. Snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if Andrew fan his chatters can't see if others make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and slaps his leg before launching into a bike, pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of Cole's cat and fatty wife and all his strife while forgetting that tits done well and they were right. With drama he will react, but as an actor it's a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. 3 streams nearly over and a win is in sight, with little white despite Phil's delight that tits were not light. We'll say alright, it is okay, and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tits will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won, and thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jet here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Tuesday the 3rd of June 2025. I do hope you're all doing very well indeed, and I hope you're enjoying your week so far. Tiny Dutchman's asking how many takes did it take to wrap this. I mean, like, it takes a few, I won't lie, it takes a few. Like, it's just trial and error, essentially, you know what I mean? But yeah, you just do it a few times until you get it. I do put by the way, guys, I'm still not well. Not well. I've had to mute sometimes, like fucking cough my guts out. There may be some quiet spells, you know, where I might be mid-sentence, and all of a sudden I'll just fucking go quiet because I need to fucking cough. I'm fucking need to fucking cough. Now actually, so 2 seconds. Yeah, so there we go. I have a mute button though, and I don't fucking mind using it because I don't want to cough in the microphone, so to fucking violate people's eardrums, you know, unlike Phil Burnell. So there you go. I hope you're all doing well, as I said, you know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, obviously, brand new day. Phil Burnell just turned up the stream, and look at all the massive outpouring of hellos to Phil. Phil turned up in his YouTube, and one person said hi. Phil turned up in his Kick, and Kickbot responded. Wow, Phil thinks this is success. Phil thinks this is the signs of a successful person. When barely anyone's fucking paying attention to what he's fucking doing, and barely anyone's fucking there to see what he's, you know, who cares, Phil? Yeah, Phil had an interesting day yesterday, to say the fucking least. The day stream only got $44, and he's probably going to wage quit that puzzle game. You know, blueprints or whatever the fuck it is. You know, and the night stream, he got $150. And then he made it all about money and tried to guilt his audience into giving him $300. So, yeah.
Something.
Also, Phil explains the origins of his back injury. Now, if you're not aware, Phil has told the story several times. What will this version be? Will it be the car accident? Will it be him hurting it during playing touch football with a family? Will it be because his school locker was low down? What will excuse be this time for his bad back?
No, it was just something that very slowly happened over time, okay? It wasn't, I had an injury that was serious in sports or a car accident or I fell and broke my back. Nothing like that. Just over time, my lower back just started to hurt more and more and more. And eventually it got so bad with shooting pain and numbness that I went to the doctor, got an x-ray. X-ray showed nothing, so they did an MRI, and they said, oh my lord, your disc is about to burst. You absolutely need to make lifestyle changes and start treating it right now, or you have serious problems.
I'm sure Steve will enjoy reacting to that particular clip again on Phil's bad back. You know, so there we go. DSP ended the night stream lamenting how he's now forced to get the cheaper option in, you know, wheel, since nobody gave him $300 tonight to earn a wheel and pedals for him to buy himself.
He was actually guilt tripping his audience because he wanted to open the doors. Hey, what the fuck? And also, so this is actually something. So Phil says, so Phil gets, Phil had a toxic rant yesterday, as we know, about him, claiming to be an alcoholic. Mr. Ludacris had a good point here. What is it with the "and you'll like it" catchphrase becoming more frequent? Is this something we need to add to bingo? Do we need to add "you'll like it" to bingo cards? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure how often Phil says it. That's the thing. But yeah. I mean, we may have to add the fucking phrase "you'll like it" to bingo cards for future, because it seems to be something he's kind of saying more and more regularly. So it's a good point. Yeah, and also Mr. Views were great. And you'll like it. And then the fucking next day, why is no one talking? Why is no one supporting? I need your ideas to make the stream better. Exactly. There you fucking go. Good stuff indeed. So, little compilation here from Phil's bad day stream yesterday. Okay? A just compilation. DSP disheartened after just getting $30 in entire day and rages at fans calling out his alcohol addiction. Also, this is going to include the podcast as well, where Phil had that toxic rant. So fuck it, we'll just watch the whole thing.
I want you to understand something. This literally is a situation where I'm in dire financial straits, and if this stands where I'm going to be making half as less money on YouTube as I ever did before, starting now, I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to have all my shit reclaimed. Credit card bills are going to go default. I'm probably going to have to declare bankruptcy. I'm going to lose everything.
Let's see here. First tip of the day. Oh boy, a $1.50 tip from Beaver Bother saying my Night Rain gameplay is going viral. I can't imagine why. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah.
By the way, that shit has almost 1 million views, I think, overall. Hold on, I need to check this. I need to check this, hold on. Oh, for God's sake. Horrible. Horrible. If I go to my likes... There is a repost it. Hold on. Yep. 1 million. 1 million views. This tweet has gotten 23,000 likes, 1,500 retweets, 244 comments, 1 million views. There you go.
That's Margo. Bill Owen, they call him, though. There we go. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. He got me. I'm going to die. Yup. There was nothing I could do. He caught me in his stupid poison.
Nothing I could do.
Pushed me into the fire. There was nothing I could do. Oh, shit. I'm dead. I couldn't do anything. He knocked me down. I got up and I was in lava. Damn, that sucked. I have no heals. Literally, I've done the most base gameplay of someone who's not great at, this kind of game. And I certainly haven't done anything wrong. So if it went viral, it's probably some fucking mouth-drooling moron put it out of context yet again. And, if that is the case, then they can kiss my fucking ball sack. Outside of that, I don't really give a shit. But thanks for the tip, Beaver Bother. Again, oh, finally, actually did let me dodge that time. What? I'm not even near him. That's it. I'm losing another 50,000 fucking runes. They left. They left because the wall started coming. I lose... Dude, I don't want to play this. These guys are fucking idiots. What a bunch of idiots. I ordered something for the Switch. This is what I was going to check on. I ordered something for the Switch for today, and they said they couldn't deliver it. But no explanation as to why. We couldn't deliver it. Okay, why? Why couldn't you deliver it? Can you explain? No. And all it says is, oh, sorry. You could try ordering it again. Well, what does that mean? So did they refund me? I don't even know. I don't even know what they did. Did they refund it? This is so dumb. I even have all instructions on how to deliver it, detailed instructions on how to do it. They're all right here.
It's not my fault. I literally did nothing wrong and violated 0 rules.
How much you want to bet that the delivery people are idiots? That's my guess. Just a complete moron who doesn't read.
Ambitions? Ammunitions? Attritions? I can't read my own handwriting.
Because sadly, I hate to say it, this also happens, you know, sadly, with sometimes food deliveries. You'll give all the information on how to access, I live in a private community, okay? There's a front gate. There's a code to get in. So when I have a delivery going, I give all the information out. Here's how you do it. I even say, you know, here's where the house is. Person probably is just stupid and didn't read. Just a dummy. Didn't feel like reading to figure it out how to deliver. So I'll give up.
Come on. Oh my God, fuck this. No, fuck this. I give up. I give up.
And the funny part is there's nothing here I can do. It literally says there's nothing I can do. All the delivery instructions are right there. So what am I supposed to do differently? This is asinine and stupid. And again, this makes me nervous about like my Switch 2 coming on Thursday. You get one competent person and they'll know exactly what they're doing. And then you'll get a moron who doesn't read and doesn't care and doesn't really give a shit. And they just do the bare minimum. And then they won't deliver something. And I'm nervous about Thursday that happens. Imagine I'm doing my marathon. And it's like, oh, can't deliver your Switch 2 because the moron is an idiot who doesn't read notes and can't get into your facility.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop whining like a bitch. Jesus.
Stupid automation. This is the other thing. Oh, AI is great. No, it's not. The AI for this stuff is terrible. It never helps you. You always got to try to talk to a human to get any kind of help. You'll never get help from the AI. It will never be able to do anything it needs to do. So, I got a $2 tip. Congrats on your recent success. Can't wait for the Switch 2. I've got Truck Sim because of you, and I might get a wheel. Thoughts on the slippery slope of normalizing drinking during gaming for contributions? And now he's like, oh, you're a former alcoholic. How about this? Fuck you. I can drink if I want because I'm a fucking adult. As long as I do it responsibly, which I do. I'm not drinking and driving. I'm not advising that people do bad things. Go fuck yourself. I can drink whenever I want, and you'll like it. Okay. So he's a moron hiding behind the tip because he thought that I was going to care because he says that nice stuff first. Then he says, you're a recovering alcoholic. Why are you drinking? Because I'm an adult and I can do what I want, and you can kiss my fucking ass.
It's actually weird. The guy never actually mentioned anything about alcoholism. Like, when you actually look back at what the guy said, going by what Phil read out, alcoholism was not actually, you know, that term was not used whatsoever. The guy said normalizing drinking while driving for contributions. Phil being an alcoholic, at least by his own fucking testimony, was nothing to do with the contribution. Like, listen to it again. Like, one more time. Listen to how Phil reads this out. Alcoholism was not mentioned.
I've got Truck Sim because of you, and I might get a wheel. Thoughts on the slippery slope of normalizing drinking during gaming for contributions? And
That was what he said. I mean, if Phil was reading that word for word, alcoholism was not brought up.
now he's like, oh, you're a former alcoholic. How about this? Fuck you. I can drink if I want because I'm a fucking adult. As long as I do it responsibly, which I do. I'm not drinking and driving. I'm not advising that people do bad things. Go fuck yourself. I can drink whenever I want, and you'll like it. Okay. So he's a moron hiding behind the tip because he thought that I was going to care because he says that nice stuff first. Then he says, you're a recovering alcoholic. Why are you drinking?
That's not what he said, though. He was fucking saying the slippery slope of you charging your audience money to normalise drinking on streams. Phil has criticised other content creators doing this in the past, but now he's beginning to normalise it more and more.
Because I'm an adult and I can do what I want, and you can kiss my fucking ass. Thanks.
It's actually pure grain alcohol I keep in here. You guys don't realize. You think it's a Mountain Dew Kickstar. Oh, no.
Oh my God, excuse me.
Yes, I did have to be an asshole to him, because when someone's going to be messed up to you like that, you have to treat them with the exact way that you understand that they need to be treated so they go away. Because someone like that, they're going to talk, oh, how dare you drink on stream? And don't you think that's a bad example because you're a former alcoholic? No, because I drink responsibly. I'm not drinking and driving. I'm not going and doing stupid shit. I'm not messing with guns and weapons and stuff while I'm drinking. We're playing video games. So if I have a White Claw when I'm doing Truck Sim, that's fine. It's any adult's right to do that. If we're doing a marathon and I say, hey, we hit a certain support goal and you guys want to see me get a little tipsy, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm in the safety of my own home office. In fact, that's probably the safest way to do it. Don't go drinking and driving at the bar or at a restaurant. If you do it safely at home, it's fine. So what don't you understand? But what is they content farm. This person actually wanted me to try to like say something about, oh yeah, my alcoholism and shit. Go fuck yourself. No, really, I mean it. Go fuck yourself. Leave me alone. Okay.
Now I'm addicted to alcohol? Oh, no. I wasn't expected to get addicted to alcohol.
What? I'm not even kidding you. Just listen to this. I'm in customer support chat for the item that couldn't be delivered because they didn't have access, despite the fact I gave them the information to have access. They just said, oh, well, here's the name and phone number of the driver if you want to call them yourself. I'm in chat with you. What is your job then? I have to call the driver? What do you get paid for? They actually want me to call. What? Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Basically, they're not helping me at all. They want me to do all the work. I don't work for you. You work for you. You do the work. You contact your driver. You tell them how to get access, and then you receive a paycheck for it. Not me. The funny part about this is Dying Not Dead in chat says, I mean this in the nicest possible way, but you're a mark. I'm not a mark. I'm testing these products for the stream so you know whether or not to get them. Anything here that, number one, isn't good, I can return. And number two, this is my job. I'm literally reviewing these peripherals, right? This is actually the first time I'm able to really do so because they were all available before the launch of the console and readily available. So this is a review. It's a review segment of my content. Why do you think I'm a mark? I'm not someone who's a consumer who ran out and bought them and so have 700 accessories. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I'm going to do it for business purposes. I was curious about this. A charging dock that's a standalone charging dock, but the dock has LEDs. RGB LEDs on it. How fancy is that? Who doesn't want RGBs on their dock charger? I mean, that's the selling point of the dock charger for me. Can I imagine what it's going to be like when I beat Blueprints? If I ever do, I mean, the game is so lengthy, and we are, losing tons of viewership and support for it. I want to finish it, but I hope people understand that, the reason we've been able to play it so much is because people have actually shown up, engaged, and supported it. We'll see. Right now, we're at a whopping $28. Oh, the casino! Whoa, buddy! Folks, it is time for a break. When I come back from break, there'll be more Blueprints. Certainly, I hope there will be more support, because as you got...
Dude, by the way, I caught his fucking, in-between recorded segments. Yeah. His in-between recording segments here was toxic as all hell. He was sitting there on his pause screen, demanding money, threatening to wedge quit a game. He was actually thinking of abandoning the game right then and there with an hour to go.
Guys know, we very low support right now, $34. Some days we get tons of support. Today we did not. It would be great to get some more. Well, everybody, real talk. What's going on with Blueprints? Seriously, let's be honest, because usually when I play this game, we get a small crowd, admittedly, but we get an engaged crowd. We get a crowd that's talking about the game, that's excited. We get a few people who do support it. Today, it looks dead. Today seems like everyone is just turned off from the game. Am I wrong? Like, I'm playing it, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Almost no one's tagging me in chat. No one's talking. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at viewership. I bet it's abysmal. Let's look. On YouTube, we have 170 people. On Kick, we have 50. Usually we have between 60 to 80. We have 50. So, seems pretty bad. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It sucks because I really like the game. I do. But, you got to read the signs, right? And I think that maybe it could be a serious situation where the game's overstayed its welcome. Yeah, Usagi Jojo, you're joining us now for the end of the stream in the last 90 minutes. Basically, ever since I started the game, chat's been almost completely dead. Very few people even addressing me or talking to me. I'm just kind of playing the game, trying to do advanced, but it seems like everyone's bored. And it sucks because I really like the game. We're over 40 hours in, if you didn't know. Over 40 hours into this game. And I get it, like the game is very lengthy, especially for a puzzle game like this. Yeah, this game is hugely long. You got to understand, I've played it as long as I have because we've been balancing it with other stuff. And when I've played it, people have showed up to engage with it. Today seems to be the opposite. We have literally, I think, 5 people all day have contributed. No one's talking to me about the game. I'm really not sure what else to do. And we can only play it once this week regardless. I can't play it more than this because we got the Switch 2 coming up this week, and we got Summer Game Fest, and then next week we got Xbox Showcase. So I don't know what else to say. I like the game. I'm trying to continue to make it interesting and, you know, keep going with the mysteries, the notes I've taken. But it certainly seems to me like the game is overstaying its welcome, which there's nothing I can do about it, all right? We're going to continue today's stream. Let's see how it goes. I do hope that people will engage me more. I hope that more people will support it. Obviously, I don't want this to be the final.
Walking but not crippled tipped £1. Squeak, 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 squeak. Philip, you definitely aren't Mark, unlike me when my uncle is babysitting.
Jesus Christ, enough of your creepy Uncle Jade, you fucking... Oh, poor Jade. Thank you very much for the contribution. God's sake, wait, what the fucking kind of name? Walking but not crippled. I am not well enough to wrap my head around the meaning of that name. Like, that tip name confuses the crap out of me. Is that not just... So, walking but not crippled is just basically somebody who's not in a wheelchair, who is healthy. That's how my unwell brain is interpreting that username. Well, thank you very much for the contribution. Very kind of you indeed.
Will engage me more. I hope that more people will support it. Obviously, I don't want this to be the final stream of it, but if things don't turn around in the next 90 minutes, it probably will be. I'm just being honest. Like, it seems like you guys are just done with it. You're completely turned off, okay?
See, that makes more sense. It should have been handicapped but not crippled. That makes more sense. For a second there, I thought I was just missing something obvious there. You know what I mean? But aye, it's just... I was so confused.
Give me the money. Every single time we've played this up to now, there has been progress. So that's what I'm worried about.
Oh, is Bad Man live yet? By the way, he's not live yet, okay. He'll be going live soon, I imagine. So there we go.
About now, because already today, we have very low attendance, very low engagement, very low support for the game. So I think it might have run its course. We'll have to see. So it's this simple, guys. I mean, as you can see, sadly, people just aren't digging Blueprints anymore, which is sad because I love the game. I do. I'm really enjoying my time with it. And I've been playing it now for 2 months. And I feel like it's just gotten better the further in we've gotten, the more puzzles we've solved. We're nearing the end, but I can't make people want to watch me play Blueprints, nor can I have them show up and engage in support if they don't like it. So sadly, this might be it. And there's not much I can do about it. Now, Ellipsian made an interesting suggestion. Said, can we do like one more last hurrah stream where we just tell you everything? Maybe. But the thing is, I don't even know if that's possible. Like, for example, I need Clock Tower early on to open a Sanctum door. That's just RNG. That's not something that I need to find a solution to. I just need it to happen, right? All right, folks. Well, it's a disappointing bust. A disappointing bust of a stream. All right. So, I would like to tell you when I'm playing this again, I
mean, that is just a fucking horrible way to fucking treat you. Imagine sitting there with Phil for like fucking 5+ hours while he fucking done his day stream. Trying your best to fucking keep him motivated. Trying your fucking best to fucking help him in the fucking game. Trying your fucking best to stop him from being fucking negative. And you fucking make it to the fucking very end of the stream with him. And he's just sitting there, face stripping him, saying, well, this was a waste of time. Because of money. Like, imagine how his normal audience would fucking feel. When Phil telling them that them being there with him was a waste of time because they didn't give him money.
don't know. I literally don't know when we will be playing Blueprints again. The stream went poorly today, so I don't know what else to say. It sucks. Yesterday everything went so well. It's a good beginning to the month, and now immediately momentum stifled by this game. So it is what it is.
Yeah, Phil, blame the game. Stifled by the game. Not you, but stifled by the game. Of course it's the game's fucking fault. Never your fault, of course. Never fucking your fault. Oh my god. I guess chat support is completely dead for any company. I already gave my address. Now they're asking what country I live in. They can't figure out from the address. Lol. I might as well speak with a rock. So I guess Phil's having more problems. So, I mean, hold on. Is there something, if you look back on chat, is he talking to like customer support? Is something happening here? He's complaining about blueprints. And then that's about it. Yeah, blueprints complaining. And then chat support. Anyway, while we wait for Phil to go live, there is one more thing I want to show you guys. Phil's night stream yesterday of American Truck Simulator. The last 10 minutes or so was quite insane, to say the least. You know, like, remember Phil was all about, you know, guys, if we hit the 150 goal, I'll get a steering wheel for the game. And then Phil kind of held the stream hostage, you know? And like, he done overtime as well. So let's see if we can fucking find this. I think it's right here. Like, all this overtime. So I think from here onwards, it's just every single second was just Phil begging for more money. Of course, we'll go 1.5. Oh, he's going live right now, apparently. Cool. Let me just put him on pause on this, so fuck it, right, yeah. This is basically Phil in overtime. Remember, he's already hit the goal, but he's looking for $300.
It's good to me. Excellent. What is this? A side mirror? We have that already, right? The standard side mirror? I think we do. Standard or elite? Elite what? What is this? Main mirror? Oh, it's side versus main mirror.
Okay, hold on. No, that's better. Here we go. I think I'm here.
There actually is no wheel for Mario Kart. You want to see the wheel for Mario Kart? What it's like? It's a piece of plastic you put your Wiimote in. Or your Switch Joy-Con in. That's all it is. There's no actual wheel for Mario Kart. They don't make a real wheel. They just use the stupid motion control. Pretty dumb.
Look, he's on $179 right here. He has surpassed the goal, and yet he's demanding $300 here.
Okay. How about a standard side mirror? All right, let's do that. I don't even know what that's going to do for us, but let's get a side mirror. Sounds like a fancy accessory. What's this?
Okay, let's just fucking go past this boring bit.
Well, 9. Okay, so this is the engine that I currently have.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, never mind this bit.
This would have been good.
Oh, for God's sake.
Take the gas, and that'll be it for tonight. So last chance, guys.
Here we go.
If you want to support the stream, if you want to see me get a higher-end wheel and pedal, now would be the time to contribute. Last chance to do so, because I'm just going to get gas, and that's it for the night.
See what he's saying here? So he promised the stream, like, get me to my goal. I'll get a wheel. They got him to his goal, and Phil moved the goalposts and told him, hey, give me even more money, and I'll get an even fancier fucking wheel.
I can't turn it back if it wasn't working. Weird. The color reminds you of Bret Hart. There you go. I do want to say thank you to everyone who has attended and supported my Truck Sim stream so far. They have been a fun ride. I just went to a dead end. Oh my god. They have been a fun ride. And I am enjoying them very much. And I'm looking forward to more. Now wait a minute. I have the side mirror, but I can't see it. There's no way to see it. It's over there, but it's worthless. I can't see anything on it. What the hell's the point of it? With the bigger chassis now, it's going to cost more to get gas, but we're going to hold a lot more gas. About a third more gas or a fourth more gas. Do we want to stop for gas as much? I'll get a kick out of what the T-Pain meal looks like. Oh, God. I wonder if...
Yeah, so this was basically Phil's fucking stream last night. You know, I'm holding out for as long as possible, dragging it on as long as possible. Demanding $300. You want to see how it ended? You want to see how it all ended for him? Is this how Phil wrapped up?
Okay, folks. We had a great stream. Let's save up. We had a great stream. We did 2 big jobs, right? And we actually got to upgrade our chassis, which is cool. Or was it the undercarriage? Whatever they call it. So now we have more gas. It can handle heavy loads better, which is excellent. So I would argue pretty good progress tonight. Next time around, we'll do some more big jobs. I want to make big money, because when we hit level 10, that's when we're going to unlock the better things we can do to the truck, okay? But guys, thank you. I hope that you are continuing to enjoy American Truck Sim as much as I am. I'm having a great time. And next time around, which will be sometime next week, just don't know when, more chill vibes coming, and I will have a wheel and pedal. Looks like it'll be a little bit less expensive one, but we'll see how that turns out. It's going to be right here probably on stream. You'll be able to see it, hopefully, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much, and hope to see you next time. Thanks a lot, American Truck Sim. Peace out. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight, everyone. Let me just sign out here. And it looks like that's it. We're not going to get any more support. I do appreciate that we hit the goal tonight. I do appreciate we even got a little extra there. Thank you for that. Like I said earlier today, that Blueprint stream sucks, man, because I really like the game, but what can I do? I can't make people attend a stream, you know? There's only so much I can do with a certain style of game. I made that game work for 2 months, right? But the game's just too slow paced. There's not much I can really do about it. So, thanks.
So you made the game work for 2 months, but when it doesn't fucking get you the money for it, it's no longer your fault. So when you do get money for the game, it's all thanks to you, and when you don't, it's not because of you.
For chilling. Thanks for your support. What I would say is tomorrow on the podcast, look, Truck Sim animation. How cool. Tomorrow on the podcast, let's put our heads together and see what we can find for a wheel and pedal. Like I said, I'll spend around $200 based on, what we did tonight. And go from there. All right? So tomorrow, what's on the agenda? Tomorrow there will be a chill podcast in the morning. We'll talk about the future of Blueprints. We'll talk about the Truck Sim, wheel and pedal and other things if there's anything in the game news department, etc. Tomorrow, to forewarn all of you, the major stream is Clear Obscure Expedition 33. Now, I know that many of you don't like that game. You're very upset, okay? You're like, oh, you're playing that again. We're near the end. We're on tomorrow's stream. We are guaranteed to beat Act 2 and get into Act 3. For one to understand, Act 3 is really short, story-wise. However, in Act 3, more content opens up, and that allows you to do side content if you want. So all we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to try to make advancement with the plot. We're going to see how that goes, okay? Tomorrow night on a late stream, it's going to be Capcom vs. SNK 2. It's my only fighting game stream of the week because later on in the week, we got the release of, obviously, the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. We've got Summer Game Fest, so I'm not doing fighting games later in the week. So tomorrow will be a unique day, chill RPG, fighting game action on the late stream. Hopefully you will join me for that tomorrow night. And thank you all. If you want to be part of me looking at wheels and pedals and stuff tomorrow, please come by the podcast, and we'll probably do that together. And again,
I am dreading this podcast already. I'm not. Fuck me, man. Can we just fucking enjoy some autos instead? Oh, by the way, in case you're so listen carefully to the song. Yeah, by popular request. So thank you to Sclerotic for sending me the song, which is also in the outro of Familia DSP. So Lecturo Series Familia DSP. This is the song, the outro song. So somebody asked, can I add the song? I was like, oh, Sclerotic's okay with it. I'll definitely add it. I asked permission, and Sclerotic sent the song. So we have a new song added to our little detractor music playlist. Living and renting. So yeah, there we go. Excellent stuff. So, Phil is live right now. Fantastic. Let's just fucking set up bingo. Although let's just, fast forward. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. And we'll put it on pause around about just like fucking here. There we go. Ah, Christ almighty. So guys, I need to forewarn you, okay? I need to forewarn you. I'm not feeling very well, you know what I mean? But I still want to do the bingo regardless, but I don't think I'll be pausing much today to rant and rave, because talking for me for a long, for any sustained talking I do, I just need to start like coughing. So I feel like I can't even rant efficiently, because me feeling unwell stops me from ranting and raving as much as I want to, if that makes sense, As dumb as that fucking sounds, I know. So yeah, this might not be the most entertaining bingo you'll ever fucking see. I'll do what I can, of course, you know what I mean, but it is what it is, nothing I can do. I was in two minds whether if I can just, cancel today, but fuck it, we'll go for it. But we'll see how we are when we're going through the fucking day. Anyway guys, I need a number for today's bingo card, okay? So the very first number in chat I see will be the number I use for today's bingo card. And the first number in chat I saw, Guybrush. It says 478. There we go. This is today's bingo card we have for today's show. Thank you, Guybrush, for helping us pick today's bingo card. We'd Phil to say and do the following. We need Phil to say business, him do a Y and a T pose. Him saying help, update, and him giving a good old turbo nose when he goes, no. The second row is Phil saying million, that's an interesting number. Him saying behind the scenes, schedule, contributions, and meaningful. The third row is Phil saying feedback, tips, marathon Q&A, and his voice cracking. The fourth row is Phil displaying some YouTuber jealousy, him saying nervous, okay, him making that annoying T sound, and him repeating the same point constantly. The fifth and final row is Phil saying tired, him flailing his arms, him saying you guys, him laughing, and finally, him saying kick. That is today's bingo card we have for today's show. Excellent stuff indeed. Obviously, aim of the game, as you guys all know by now, is for us to try and get a full house 25 out of 25 on the bingo board you see before you on the screen. And in order to try and get that full house, there's a variety of ways we can get free spaces. For example, if Phil snorts, burps, or sips 10 times before he starts recording for his shitey gameplay, that gives us all a free space. For every 6 minutes and 40 seconds that Phil begs, that also gives us all a free space. For every 5 new or rejoining members we have to the bingo stream, that gives us a free space also. And finally, in my opinion, the best way for us to get free spaces, what just seconds. Sorry, I had to cough there. If we get 50 likes on the bingo stream before I finish playing bingo, that's 1 free space. If we get 75 likes, that's 2 free spaces. And if we get 100 likes on the bingo stream before we finish playing bingo, not only do we get 3 free spaces, but you guys also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by the supremely talented Pixar animation to celebrate the 100 likes on the stream. Excellent stuff indeed. Also, that bingo prize fund, as you can see, if we get a full house on the bingo board today, adds $10 to that bingo prize fund. And there's a variety of ways that bingo prize fund is made up, obviously, as well as getting full houses on bingo cards to add $10 to it. Every Friday as well, we try and complete these very challenging marble maps, and for every one of those free maps that we complete, we add $10 per map to the bingo prize fund. You should be completing them. As well as that, of course, a quarter of the money I make on YouTube every single month goes towards the bingo prize fund. And finally, tips. 100% of tips I get, no matter how big or small, also goes towards that bingo prize fund. For example, that bizarre one from fucking Jade earlier on the stream goes towards the bingo prize fund, so we're up to 22, so excellent stuff indeed. One more thing to go for it, but I'm going to let Phil explain the whole marbles thing.
Well, hello everyone, Phil Burnell here, letting you know about King Jad's Bingo and Marbles gameplay on YouTube. Now, you need to leave a post in the community tab to enter, and that's it. A lucky winner will be picked by playing Marbles at the end of the month. It is just that easy, any mouth-drooling idiot can do it.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you, Phil, you bug-eyed piece of shit, for explaining that for everyone. There's only one thing to do before I start playing bingo, and that is to press the random Scottish soundboard button to send us off into battle once more.
Scotland forever!
On that note, it's time bingo. Good luck, everybody. Here we fucking go.
Good morning, everyone. On today's show, we've got a good amount to talk about. First off, we have
Lol, great. It's the big, you know, Big Bowski fucking bowling shirt. Fucking, you know, reject from the fucking local bowling team.
to discuss the future of a playthrough that I have now been doing for about 2 months. And sadly, I have to admit, at this point, doesn't seem to have much of an ongoing audience. The game I'm talking about is Blueprints. So we will discuss in full this game, what has happened with it, and how to handle it moving forward. I would love to get your live feedback. In addition, last night during the American Truck Simulator stream, we hit a support goal, and I had committed to everyone that if we had hit a certain amount of goals, that I would be buying a steering wheel and pedal peripheral for PC that we could use moving forward for that playthrough and other driving playthroughs. So today I'd like to start discussions on what ones I should consider, what looks good, and of course looking at things like pricing, etc., to find out what is viable. On top of all of that, if you're not aware, today there was a conference going on regarding tech, notably Unreal, the whole Unreal Engine, and we all know how many games in the modern era use Unreal Engine to generate their graphics. So they showed off a tech demo gameplay segment of supposedly the now in development Witcher 4. Everyone is a buzz about it. So perhaps today we'll take a look. The thing is, they released like 4 versions of it, as short as like 2 minutes and as long as like 16. I don't think I want to watch 16 minutes, but some of the claims being made about this footage are kind of wild and outlandish. So I want to look at it for myself and basically try to make a live judgment, all right? So we've got quite a lot of topics to discuss. Plus, today we've got Claire Obscure finally completing Act 2 and heading into the end game. Tonight, we've got fighting games for the only session that we'll have this week. So there's a lot to talk about. All of this and, of course, more will be discussed on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Who fucking cares? Oh, short 100 today.
Curious what you feel about the shorter version of that intro. I don't think it really hits like the longer version, does it? It's all right, but it kind of skips the whole, the epic solo, you know, part of it. It's still fine, because I know that people don't want the longer intro to the podcast every single day. I'll probably variate, just like I used to. But I'm curious on feedback there. So anyway, today is Tuesday, the 3rd of June, 2025. I'm DSP. I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. With me today is Jasper Kitty. He's right here next to me. Right, buddy? What are you up
Shut
to?
up, bitch!
He's looking all around. He's looking all around the office. Oh, I know why. Because of my lights today. So today we have what's supposed to look like cloud cover and all of a sudden a lightning flash. That's what this is actually supposed to simulate. I thought it looked nice. It actually matched with my borders and everything. We'll do a little different theme today. I've never used something like this before, but it's distracting Jasper. He's looking. He's like, oh, what's going on? And then all of a sudden it flashes and he gets alerted and then he stops. It's just the lighting, buddy. It's just the lighting, Jasper. How silly. How silly that he's actually, like, wondering what's going on. There's no storm in the room. That's why I don't hear anything. It's okay. He's like, look at all, like all over the room. He doesn't know how to react to it. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, how's everyone today? Good morning, everyone. How you doing? So, yeah, so the feedback I've gotten is that the intro's too long. Well, we did the short intro. That was the much shorter version. That cut off, like, I think, like 15, 20 seconds of the intro from the longer version. There was no big solo. So, I don't know if you like the shorter or the longer one better. Like I said, I'll probably alternate between them. How is everyone today? Is Jasper Kitty afraid of thunder? You know, he's not really afraid of thunder. He's afraid of rain. Like, when it rains heavy, he doesn't like that. If it's too loud, he'll actually run and go under the bed. He does not like the sound of the heavy rain hitting the house and the windows. So, also, we have 2 skylights over on the other side of the house. One in the bathroom, and then one in the kind of like storage nook that's off the master bedroom. So when he hears the water hitting that, he also gets upset. So, yeah. Not really. It's funny because people say, is he afraid of, like, fireworks? Not really. Not particularly. We don't get a lot of fireworks, but when they go off, he doesn't really react to them. It's really more the rain that gets him. So, anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. We've got quite a lot to talk about today. We do. And, you know, some good, some bad. And it's sad that we do have to have some bad that we tackle. But I guess that's life. You take the good with the bad. You know, this has been an interesting year for gaming, that's for sure. Started off incredibly slow and with a ton of disappointing games. And then all of a sudden, the last month or two, there was a lot of good games that we've been playing and juggling. And it's actually been quite challenging to maintain a steady schedule of balancing some of these longer games, these more drawn-out game experiences with everything else that I'm doing. A lot of people have been like, well, if it's long, don't play it. If it's a lengthy game, it ain't worth it. If it's going to take you a month or 2 months to beat it, you know, it doesn't fit with the style of stuff that you're doing. And I'm like, well, it sucks because that means that there's certain games that I can't play. We just talked about this with Claire Obscure last week, where we had a nearly dead stream of Claire Obscure where no one was engaging, no one was supporting. It was just a dead stream, and I was playing the game for myself, essentially. So we made the tough decision that I'm just going to play the story. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to finish Act 2 and get into Act 3. And apparently, from what people are saying, probably 2 to 3 more dungeons, and it's over. And the dungeons aren't that long. They're about an hour each. So, you know, maybe another couple major streams, we could actually wrap up the story of Claire Obscure. But there's apparently a ton of side content, like tons of side content in this game. And I love the game. I would love to do it, but I can't really do it if no one's going to show up. So, you know, we have to see what happens with that. But we made a tough decision last week. Now, it seems like we're coming to exactly the same situation with Blueprints. Keep in mind that Blueprints is a game that I probably wasn't going to play to begin with. I didn't even know that it existed. I had no clue what the game was, when it was coming out. You know, I think most people were of that impression because it didn't seem like it was going to be anything of note. And then it ends up being one of the most unique, lengthy, juicy, meaty, puzzling gameplay experiences in a very long time.
Who fucking cares?
Arguably, Blueprints is the best puzzle game I've ever played. And I've been playing games since the 1980s. Not to say that I was ever a specialist in puzzle games, but this one is just so unique, and it stands out from the pack, and it feels like absolutely nothing that I have played in my life. It's just really unique, and that's awesome, right? And so, in regards to this game, we have to figure this out today, what we're going to do. And it's sad because I don't really want to say, oh, we're going to drop it, but it's a strong possibility. I've had people screaming at me for the last 3 weeks to drop this game. And that's just sad. You know, I don't know what else to say. There's not much I can really do about it. If people don't...
So for 3 weeks you've had viewer demand to drop a fucking game, and for 3 weeks you've ignored them, and then you're surprised that the fucking support has dried up massively. It's almost like people are fucking talking with their wallets because you didn't listen to their fucking comments.
Don't engage with the game, you know, and I think there is a crowd for it. It's just not a big crowd, and for a while that crowd was showing up and engaging and supporting the playthrough, which is why I kept it in the rotation for so long. But a certain group of people can only support something for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Oh my dog! What's up?
Thank you very much for the $5 from Darkside Ranter, who says, if the bad part of your life is whether or not you get to continue playing the game of your choice, you need some real problems. This is like the epitome of a third world problem right here. There's some people going through some real shit, and Phil's like, guys, we need to do something. We need to talk. Code Red. What do we do about this game? It's like, who cares? But yeah. Phil has no absolute clue of what the real world can be like. He lives in a bubble. He admits he lives in a fucking bubble. But that's what makes him so fucking ignorant, you know what I mean? He's so protected from like the fucking real world problems. Like, you know, I guess this is, you know, being a hermit helps Phil. Because he doesn't get to fucking experience the fucking potential issues of real world shit, you know what I mean? Isolating himself from fucking friends and family means it's only fucking, the only issues he has is all about himself. You know, this is what happens. He just fucking cares only for himself. There's no one else there for him to fucking care about. You know, as long as Cat's happy, she'll keep fucking cleaning and cooking for him. Just keep feeding her fucking DoorDash, Phil. But yeah, he has no clue. Phil has no idea of what it's like to fucking struggle.
People can only support something for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect that there's going to be a group of people who are going to be able to come by and engage and support with this playthrough every single time that I play it. And if the group is already small and they don't make it one time, now what? Right? And that's what it seems to happen like yesterday. Like yesterday, there was maybe, no exaggeration, 5 to 10 people on my streams who cared about the game. That's not good. You know, that's pretty bad for me. I'm supposed to be streaming for hundreds of people minimum on the internet, and I got like 5, 10 people who care about the game I'm playing. So, yeah, it's concerning, and...
Well, when has this ever stopped you from, like, so it is not an unusual habit for your days. You know, the difference between Phil Burnell having a good day or a bad day could be one person with one generous $100 contribution. And that can be the fucking difference maker between Phil having a very fucking good day or a very fucking bad day. One person and their fucking generosity. It has never been about the majority, Phil. You have always catered and kowtowed to the fucking small whale minority in your fucking stream audiences.
It's disheartening. There was a time when, you know, this is many years ago, of course, where I could play any game I wanted. It could be a puzzle game, a shoot 'em up, or an action-based FPS, a puzzle-based exploration game, FPS like you know, Deus Ex, a fighting game, a music game. Hell, you know, I used to play everything. And no matter what I played, there'd be an audience for it. People would be very excited to see how DSP tackles this new genre that he's never played before. But that's just not apparent anymore. Now it's like people definitely want newer games as soon as they come out, but then it seems like after like a week, they just don't care about them anymore. Like, you got to be on to the next. It seems like a lot of content creators and streamers, that's been their attitudes. Play a game at launch, drop it like it's hot, right after, and move on to the next thing. You've always got to be moving with trends. There's very few content creators who are focusing on lengthy games anymore and actually doing full playthroughs because the interest falls off. And that's sad. I mean, it's obviously a symptom of our times. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, I feel like there were people who had great attention spans. When you tuned in for part 1 of a playthrough, as long as that part 1 appealed to you, you were probably going to want to be there till the end, even if it took weeks to get through it. You know what I mean? And now...
This is the same guy who complains about games being longer than 30 hours.
I just don't feel like it's like that anymore. I think the world has moved towards instant gratification, one quick meme, one quick laugh, on to the next, don't care about it anymore. I don't know about society as a whole if that's really where we've gone, you know? I do feel like there is a place for a game like Blueprints, and that is in the hands of gamers who have time and dedication to play it, not really with streamers. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about that in a sec, because we really got to come to a determination. I'd love to hear feedback on this, all right? But before we get to that, I have a couple of shout-outs to do here in regards to contributions and questions and the like. Let's do those first. Then I think we'll jump into talking about Blueprints. We'll probably look at some of this Witcher gameplay. Then we'll probably start talking about the steering wheel for the PC and all of that. So it's going to be a chunky show today. We have a lot of topics to discuss for once.
Who fucking cares?
Okay. Let's start here. Let's see. Someone tipped $2, and I'm not going to talk about it. That simple. Very simple. You're not going to start my day off with drama. So, no. No thanks, but thanks for the $2. Then I got another $2 tip. Jasper's 8 years old now. He's no longer Jasper Kitty. He's Jasper middle age. You do realize that a kitty cat is not a kitten. Kitty cat is the name of a casual name for a cat, while kitten is a child. I'm not calling him Jasper Kitten. I'm calling him Jasper Kitty Cat. Get it? Okay, thanks for the tips. Mozzie, our first super chatter of the day.
Who fucking cares?
I'm half stuffed today. My sinuses are acting up. I think the pollen outside must be pretty bad today is what it is. So Mozzie with a $5 super chat says, curious if you have any kind of a backup plan if the Switch doesn't show up on Thursday at an early enough time. Sorry if you covered this. So here's the deal. Thursday is my big, I guess, hold on. Let me get Mozzie on the leaderboard and then we'll do the big promo.
Who fucking cares?
There we go. Thursday, June 5th is DSP's Rainbow Road Rush event, a day-long marathon celebrating the release of the Switch 2.
DSP tries it tipped £1. Jumping off of the Evergreen Point floating bridge allegedly of course in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Maybe that would be interesting. DSP tries it to say if I can lease, but I would involve Phil Burnell going outside for once, you know? That's something he isn't like fucking doing, unless he's got this fucking big beefy bitch of a wife to fucking protect him from anyone fucking seeing him. I'll just fucking waddle behind her, you know what I mean? Safe from fucking being seen.
DSP's Rainbow Road Rush event, a day-long marathon celebrating the release of the Switch 2, unboxing it, checking it out, then testing out a whole bunch of accessories that I purchased for it live, then hooking it up and getting it online, getting Mario Kart World, and then playing it all day long with the goal, ultimately, of by the end of this marathon day, unlocking Rainbow Road and checking out all of the basic courses of the game. Is it viable? That's a good question, because there's a couple factors involved. Factor number 1, just how drunk am I going to get during this event, and how am I going to drive if I'm drunk? That is a factor. Factor number 2, how long is the unlock time for Rainbow Road? with Mario Kart World now being a completely different formula, meaning that there's supposed to be an open world now, does the game actually force you to drive around this open world map aimlessly to unlock content, or can you just go from race to race and keep playing stages so that you can actually make progress? How much padding is there driving around the map, or can you just get through the circuits quickly like you used to be able to? No one knows yet because the game's not out. And then question number 3, and this is the one that Mozzie is addressing. When is the Switch coming? Okay? And the truth is, no one knows. All right? No one. Okay? You cannot really get any answers about when it's coming. It's all guaranteed June 5th. Guaranteed. Okay, guaranteed delivery June 5th is great. But when? Right? Via what service? At what time? When will it ship? You know, because the thing is, I live in a private community. All right? For good reason. Thank God I live in a private community. One of the best choices I've ever made in my life was moving to a private community 11 years ago. Thank God I made that decision. For as much as people gave me crap for it back then, every single day of my life, I'm like, best decision ever. Right? So, living in the private community. You know, some places have access, some don't. You know, there's places that regularly ship to us that have easy access and others don't. Like, for example, if there's a special courier or delivery service as opposed to a more common one, they're not going to know how to get in. And so if you don't know how it's shipping, you don't know if it's going to be guaranteed that they'll even know what they're doing. Okay, case in point. Yesterday, I thought I had provided all the information needed for someone to deliver something to my home. They still didn't do it. They drove here, said, oh, there's a gate, and they left. Even though I provided all the information of how to get into my community in the notes for the delivery, they just ignored them because they're basically a fucking idiot. Now, I'm sorry to say that, but a lot of these delivery people, they're not actually full-time employees. They're more gig workers. They don't really care. They're just rushing around trying to do a whole bunch of stuff in one day, and they don't give a crap. So they don't go the extra mile. They don't treat it like, oh, this is serious. I need to get this there. Instead, it's like, oh, well, there's a slight hindrance in my way. I'll throw it to the back of my car, and maybe I'll deal with it, maybe I won't. And that's what's happened with a lot of these things. So I do have to hope that in this case, we have a situation where whatever is going on with the Switch 2, how it's getting delivered, it's going to be via one of these, you know, standard delivery methods that they already know how to have access to my community, and it's not going to be a big deal. But I don't know. And then in addition to that, which we've already talked about, we don't even know when it's coming anyway. It could come in the morning. It could come in the afternoon. Hell, it could come at the end of the day, right? So that's what sucks, you know, when you don't have a set thing. And there's nothing I can do about that. Like, there's literally no way I could have had it set that it's guaranteed to show up. You know, it didn't happen. That wasn't available. So,
I mean, you could have just fucking ordered it to collect in store. And you could have fucking, you know, like, rather than just fucking order it for delivery, you could have fucking ordered it for collection. And you could have fucking left your home in the morning and went to go and pick up your precious fucking Switch 2 in person, nice and early. And then take it home in time to start your precious marathon.
All that being said, what we're going to do is start up at our usual time. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. We'll have a podcast. We'll check out some of these accessories. Maybe I'll unbox some of them. We'll see what they look like and laugh at them if they look like junk, stuff like that. Again, just like any marathon, if support comes in, excuse me, I'll be taking shots and stuff. You know, we're going to have a good time with each other and each other's company. If we get through, let's say the entire, how do I say it? If we get through the entire podcast and everything and nothing's here, we have no updates on when it's showing up, then we'll probably just do something else to kill some time. I don't know if you want to
5 in a row. That's concerning.
mess around with the old Switch. You want to do some online gameplay of something? I don't know. You know, we're just going to have a good time together until this thing shows up, you know? What else can I do? I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to worry about it because there's nothing I can do to control the situation. You understand? Like, me sitting here and be, oh my God, what's the point? We'll just have a good time. We'll hang out. We'll enjoy each other's company. No matter what we do, it's going to be interesting and fun. You know, we like hanging out. And then when it shows up, right? Because it will be here, just a matter of when. All right, so there you go. Hello, Jasper. How are you? Jasper coming out of nowhere. How's it going, buddy? You really want to be on camera? Bitch. There you go. What's up, Game Boy? How you doing? What's going on, Habib? How are you? Very good. All right. So, Mozzie, I hope that kind of explains. If you want to have a cool time with me, come on by on Thursday. We may have the Switch right away. We may not have it all day. Who knows? Like I said, let's say worst case scenario, the Switch doesn't show up till really late. We'll still unbox it. We'll still test some accessories. We'll still hook it up. We'll still play some Mario Kart. But obviously, if that's the case, there's no way I'm going to be getting to the Rainbow Road, right? We'll just enjoy it for as long as I can, and we'll play more of it the next day. Now, we do have Summer Game Fest the next day, but I'll play it before. Maybe I'll play it that night stream. You know, we'll still have a good time with it, okay? There you go.
Who fucking cares?
What are you jumping for? You saw you
Shut the fuck up!
Let me be clear. Now, I'm not a political guy, right? But this is twice in 1 year that
All right, so I received a $6.33 tip. Biggest tip of the day so far. Let's get a nice animation on the screen for that one. Thank you so much for that. And this person's going to give us some heads ups in regards to Claire's gear today, which I appreciate.
I'm not stupid.
So,
Grab my phone. I was gone for 2 minutes.
Who fucking cares?
Someone
So here we go. They said, hey, DSP, I'm not sure what the plan is, but I'm hoping for good support for Clear Obscure today. Me too. I really do hope that we get support for the stream today. My opinion is play through the story until you get SQA's flying ability. After that, tons of super challenging bosses will open up that are way tougher than the final boss. And just FYI, actually is short, but probably not as short as you're expecting. What I've been told is that after the dungeon I'm in, there's basically like 3 more story dungeons. But as we know, the dungeons aren't super long in this game. So, you know, that makes sense. That would probably be like another 2 main streams, right? To be if I just did the story. But I don't know if I'm just going to do the story or if I am going to play further than that. I mean, I do want to. I love the game. I would love to take on super bosses and optional dungeons. I just don't know how viable that's going to be, considering the fact that it's very hard to get any audience for this game at this point, right? Okay. So thank you for the support. Thank you for the heads up. All right. Let's talk about... Oh, hold on 1 second. Pausin has re-upped their membership for 40 months. Thank you, Pausin. They said, you know, the waiting game for the Switch 2 is horrible. Here's hoping that it'll show up soon. Thank you. You know, since sadly I didn't get in on the day 1 pre-orders, and we all know why, that's probably why I had 0 chance of getting it early, right? Like, some people said, oh, we already got ours. Well, yeah, but you guys had the day 1 pre-orders, the very first batch, which I very well should have had, except for we all know what happened. So, what can you do, right? Nothing I can do about that. Just got to roll with it. So, Zayas MD with $1 super chat. Thank you to Zayas for $1. Thanks for the support. Actually, it's Zayas, isn't it? It's Dr. Zayas, MD. There you go, Dr. Zayas.
Who fucking cares?
Okay. All right, so guys, let's do it. Let's talk about blueprints. But first, I have to pee. Seriously, just hit me really bad out of nowhere. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back, and then we'll talk about blueprints.
Old bastard!
I guess we fast forward and lose precious speed up juice.
It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault.
Come on. Come on. We're catching up to... I don't like this. We're catching up to life. This is a long pee. This is a really long pee. What the hell?
Okay, let's get...
Here we go.
That's much better. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so folks, let's talk about blueprints, all right? So, 2 months ago, unbeknownst to me, a game was going to release that I knew nothing about, but that everyone was going to yell at me to try. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good to me. Let's see what this is. It was on Game Pass, so there was no investment there. If I played it and didn't like it, or if I played it, it didn't work with the audience, then it wasn't a big deal. But unbeknownst to me, I would be jumping into a crazy long, very involved, multifaceted puzzle game, the likes of which I've never played before. Okay? On paper, Blueprints is as follows. You enter a mansion, of which the rooms are randomly generated. Each time you enter a room, you get a choice to enter 3 more rooms. You pick which one you want, and each room has something different in it. A puzzle, a store, some items. You never know. And the more that you play this game, it's like peeling away an onion, right? On the outside, an onion looks like one big juicy hole. But as you start to peel off the layers, you realize, dang, this thing is like a million layers to it, and they all are involved and connected. At first, you think that the goal of Blue...
Oh, God. He said million.
Burger.
Isn't that an interesting fucking number?
Jesus!
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, 6 million. 6 million. That's a pretty interesting number, isn't it? 6 million. Well, guess what? You're wrong. It didn't happen. You're making it up, right? You make that shit up. No, how about this? Banned. Gone forever. Because I don't put up with your fucking bullshit.
Now that was good. Now that was a fucking good one.
The bar's being raised.
Hey, fucking good. Excellent stuff indeed. So there we go. Phil said million. Interesting fucking number. Glorious stuff indeed. And of course, one big juicy hole. Tyro describing it.
Dang, this thing is like a million layers to it, and they all are involved and connected. At first, you think that the goal of Blueprints is to unlock the super secret 46th hidden room. But then as you play further, you realize there's much more going on in this game than just that. There's an ongoing air of a mystery. You know, what is really going on? There's a political drama. There's crime, and in some cases even like attempted murder. There's crazy stuff going on in this story. Like, if you ever saw the movie Knives Out and you saw how crazy that movie was, that's pretty much this game once you get to that level. But very much this game, you could never get to that level. Just play it at face value, get to room 46, and call it a day, and say you beat it, because the credits roll. But man, there's just way more to it than that, okay? There's, you know, secrets hidden under the mansion. There's hidden rooms that aren't even in the mansion. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. Without massively spoiling, it's crazy because there's so much to it that you could essentially play this game for 100 hours. And as long as you're not lucky, you might not find everything yet. There's people who've actually said they've played Blueprints for over 100 hours and still haven't solved everything, which is crazy to think, right? Now, from what I'm to understand, there is a definitive ending at some point, but it takes a very long time to get. And here's the catch with Blueprints. It's RNG. All right. So now, when we're talking about that, RNG, random number generator, what does it really mean? It means that much like any rogue-like game,
fucking cares?
You have a limited time to do a run. There's confines in which you can do that run, meaning there's a limited amount of footsteps that you can walk through the mansion each day, and when you run out of those footsteps, the day resets, and you have to start completely over. The rooms are randomly generated, meaning there is a big grouping of rooms, way more than 45 rooms in the game, and you never know which rooms you're going to get the option to draw. Now, there are
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
are ways to change that. For example, there's ways to increase the chances of certain rooms over others. If you're on the west side or east side of the mansion, you have an increased chance of drawing other rooms. You see what I mean? There's ways to kind of influence it, but in reality, there's no way to 100% control it. And for a lot of people, that might actually be the reason why you end up not liking Blueprints. In fact, that's what happened with my wife. She played it and was enjoying it until she got to the point where she was like, wait, so I just can't control everything? No. She's like, well, then why do I want to play this if I'm going to end up playing it for like an hour and nothing may happen that helps? Like there may be no permanent unlocks, no permanent changes, nothing learned, and I feel like I just wasted an hour.
5 in a row. That's concerning.
And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the nature of roguelike games. Sometimes you have an amazing run where monstrous advancement happens, and other times it just really was a frivolous wasted time, and she was like, I'm not going to do that, you know? So
That was half a Y pose there. In case people are wondering, it wasn't quite a Y pose, but it was half of one.
I was like, yeah, that's kind of the nature of roguelike games. Sometimes you have an amazing run where monstrous advancement happens, and other times it just really was a frivolous wasted time, and she was like, I'm not going to do that, you know? So for some people, it works, and some people it doesn't, these roguelikes, right? For me, personally, I really enjoyed Blueprints. Every single time that we have played this game, there seems to have been some big progress and big advancement either in the plot, or a whole new mystery's been unraveled, or a new mystery's been discovered, whatever it may be. Usually we have some kind of good, permanent progress every time that I've played. The problem is everything in between. Because I'll give you a perfect example. Yesterday, I did 3 hours of Blueprints, 2 runs in the mansion. During that time frame, we arguably didn't see anything of note or anything permanent until the last 20 minutes of my 3 hours of gameplay. And that was just by sheer luck that we actually did get the advancement that we did, because the game decided to give me a room that I'd never been in before. And when I went in, oh my goodness, there's a solution to a puzzle that we've been waiting for, and it just happens to be in this new room that we never had a chance to get before now. So there you have it. If you're not in control of what happens in the game, and a lot of it is just randomized, you could have a day where it's an amazingly awesome, fun, productive day in stream, and everyone has a great time on stream. Everyone who likes the game is like, wow, that was awesome. And then you could have an entire session where you're just sitting there with your thumb up your butt, zero progress, bored to tears. And that's the nature of the beast with roguelike games. Perhaps roguelike games are just games that are more intended to be played for yourself than for a streaming audience, okay? Now, I hope you understand why I like Blueprints. I've never played a game like this before, a puzzle roguelike with a unique story, and every time that you get one of these big mysteries solved or a new clue, it's like a eureka moment. You know, the light bulb appears above your head. You're like, ooh, and you get that what is it? Not adrenaline, endorphins or whatever. It's like, oh, wow, all my hard work has paid off because now something new has happened, a new development, and now we have a new thing to work toward. And I really, really like it, okay?
Who fucking cares?
But, sadly, I just don't know what to do in regards to this game because I feel like we've reached the point where I've tried everything to make it work, and I don't think it's working anymore. For example, when we first started playing Blueprints, I did it as day streams, okay? But then what happened was, after a few weeks, interest was starting to drop off, and people wanted other things on the day streams because new games were coming out. So I said, all right, this is definitely a game that could fit a late-night chill stream slot. Let's move it to the night stream and see how it does. It did horribly. I think it was like 2 straight night streams. The game did not do well. Attendance was down, support was down, everyone was complaining. And on top of that, some people were outright saying, listen, we like the game, but we can only attend your daytime streams because of time zone differences. Therefore, please bring it back to the day streams. So I did, but again, because I was juggling so much, I couldn't play it frequently. So I ended up playing it like once a week, and that's just not enough to make progress in a game like this. So for several weeks, we were barely playing the game, and it was like a trickle of progress every time. So then finally, the last couple of weeks, I've actually played it quite a lot more. I ended up playing it 2 times a week, if not 3, to try to make big progress. At this point, FYI, the playthrough itself has reached 31 parts, but many of these parts are longer than an hour long. Someone did the math last week before the last stream and said that the playthrough was already at like 42 hours. So actually, as of now, we must be at 45 hours of this game. Okay?
Who fucking
but
cares?
Yesterday was basically, how can I say, the day where I was like, I guess this is how it's going to be. All right? So on YouTube, we didn't even have 200 viewers. I think on YouTube we had like 140, 50 viewers. On Kick, we only had around 50, if not less than that. Okay? That was for the whole stream. I'm not saying, oh, that was like the beginning. That was the whole stream. Okay? Support, abysmal. like 40 bucks, if that. I don't even think we hit 40 bucks. And the other problem with it is like sometimes you'll say, okay, sometimes streams are for a smaller audience. Like I said, we had 5 or 10 people who were paying attention. That was it. Everyone else was, oh, why is he still playing this? And it's like, well, guys, I invested so much time in this. You got to understand that, like, when you invest that much into something, you want to at least see it through. Just on the merits of, hey, I spent so much time, I want to see how this thing ends, right? But it seems like the audience ain't with me. And I don't know what to do to get the audience back, because it's very possible that either people played it for themselves or they went and watched someone else play it as I was trying to juggle everything else that I was doing, right? I'll tell you this right now. I would love to continue playing Blueprints, but this is a perfect example of why people say things to me such as, hey, Phil, you would just do much better if you just played whatever you liked. Stop worrying about everything around you and just play whatever you like. And then, you know, the views and the engagement and the support will come. It's just not true. It's just not, you know? I have to try to find a way to entertain an audience, and sometimes it's viable and sometimes it's not. Blueprints was entertaining for the first couple of weeks, and then I think a lot of people saw what it was and dropped off. There is an audience for it, but they can't make every stream. It's funny because sometimes when I play Blueprints, we get bigger engagement and support because those certain people can make it. But then some streams they can't, and you can't blame them. That's not their fault. Not everyone can be at every single stream for a game. I get that. It just doesn't have enough of an audience. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me 1,000,000% of that game that I played years ago. That was a puzzle game. Does anyone remember what it was called? It had lasers. We had to line up lasers for bouncing it through mazes. And it was about like, it was supposed to be like this existential game where there's robots and they're controlled by AI. And the question is it really people or is it AI? Are these things really alive or not? What's the meaning of life and stuff like that? I can't remember what it was called. I'm sure someone's going to say it in chat because they always do. This was a puzzle game that I played a very long time ago. Like maybe, yes, that's it. Talos Principle. That was it. The Talos Principle. That game was great. The first few streams that I did of it. And then probably around 20, 30 hours in, people fell off and we stopped playing it. Because people were yelling at me to stop playing it. They were bored. So I said, okay, we got to move on. It's just that simple that longer games are very hard to retain an audience that can show up and engage and support with the rest of the playthrough. And there's not much I can really do about that.
Oh, shit. We caught up to live DSP. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that is awful. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I need to get myself a drink anyway. I need to fucking keep drinking fluids, so I'm not very well. I am going to be right back. You guys, I'm going to leave Phil on pause for now, okay? So we can build up some more speed up juice. And you guys can enjoy some Scottish otters while I get myself a drink. And yeah, I'll be right back.
People who, oh, they pretend like they support me, they pretend like they're positive, and they're not. They're shitheads. They sit here and they sneak this, and they say underhanded things. They try to literally bring up either detractor memes or literal drama shit every day. They do it on purpose so that they can try to derail the shit that I'm doing on my streams, you know? And it just gets to the point where it's so frustrating. I just want to have fun, man. I really just want to fucking have fun. That's it. That's all I want to do is have fun with you guys. Fun. Way more fun. I just want to have fun. Way more fun. I just want to have no taxes, bills to pay, nice chill stream today. You're having a fun and interactive time with me and you're finding entertainment, positivity, and value in it. Then the support should just come naturally. Okay? I just want to have fun. Way more
excuses, all right? Because the bottom line is people are like, Phil's not engaged in his commentary, and Phil's commentary is boring, and that's why people don't want to watch the playthroughs of the streams. Bullshit. I'm loving this game. I'm voice acting. I'm engaged.
Alright guys, I am back, and yeah, you want to know the weird thing is, aside from like coughing a lot and sneezing a lot and like, you know, running my nose, aside from that, I don't actually feel sick. Aside from having all the symptoms of being sick, I feel fine. It's weird, but yeah, I'm definitely sick. Let's kill some more time by refreshing the kick ban list. Okay, here's one. So, guys, here's one. Okay. If Phil has banned 5 or more Piltre, we get a free space. Okay, how's that? 5 or more bans from Filtre, we get a free space. Oh shit, no. He's only banned one person since the start of the podcast. I Fight Nude Bro was banned by DSP. That was our only ban today. That is Phil's only ban during the podcast. Every other ban happened, you know, last night essentially. You know, so damn. Keep in mind also, these time zones are British times, you know what I mean? 7:54 PM is UK time for me, because obviously, you know, these timestamps are from UK and I'm in the UK, so there you go. Yeah, well, yeah, I said today, not during the podcast. I didn't mean during the podcast, to be fair. You know, I definitely meant during the podcast. There we go. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Anyway, so yeah, Phil Burnell, bitching away in the morning about lack of money, which is also, you know, hopefully Phil keeps begging and complaining about fucking lack of money, because the more he complains about not getting money, the more the beg counter goes up more, and hopefully we can get some more free spaces. Remember guys, 50 likes gives us our first free space of the game as well. It's actually a very strong bingo card. It's a good looking bingo card with a lot ticked off already. And so yeah, fingers crossed we can get the full house today, get back to winning ways. And yeah, hopefully Phil keep on snorting and sipping and buppering as well, to add to the free, you know, to add to getting free spaces.
Okay. What can I say?
There's one more sip right there.
So, it is what it is. What do we do about Blueprints? I would love to keep playing it. Really, I would. But I can't keep playing it for 10 people, and I can't keep playing it if people will not show up and engage and support the streams. I can't have it that every time I play Blueprints, we have a dead stream where everyone complains they're bored, and I make 30 bucks. Especially when people are yelling at me to play other things. Phil, will you play this game? Did you hear about this game? What about this game? Why aren't you playing more of this game? I'm waiting when you're going back to this game. And it's like, I like being in demand. I love it. I would much rather be in demand than be not in demand. You get it? The problem is, so many people want me to do so much that whenever I invest a lot of time into something, it seems like it ends up being a waste. Like with Blueprints, this was a game originally I was never going to play. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was getting into, quite frankly, when I started playing it. And then when I started investing more and more and I started liking it more, it seemed like it exponentially gave the opposite effect to the viewing audience. The more I liked it and wanted to play it, more people yelled at me and said, this game sucks. Why are you still playing it? I can't believe you're still streaming Blueprints. And it's like, well, because you told me to play it and I got hooked on it. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know what to do. I don't want this to be every single time that I play a game and we don't hit a support goal. That immediately means that the game is off the table and we're never playing it ever again. I'm well aware that there's probably content creators out there that's how they treat everything, but I want to be able to enjoy it.
And you don't. Oh, are you trying to fucking imply that you don't fucking let money dictate what you do and do not play? Because that's a fucking hypocrisy, you know, right there. That's like double standards.
Games, and understand that there may be a few times when I play a game that it's not going to be able to be well supported or well engaged. You might have a dead stream, okay? But I also just can't have one game be the game that no one cares about. Understand? So I guess we got to figure this out. So what do we do? Doku says, what about a 3-strike rule? Exactly. This is what we got to start talking about. Do we give it a chance and then do a second stream? And if the second stream is falling off, then we say, all right, forget it. In a game like Blueprints, I do feel like we're near the end. You know, there's 8 doors behind which there's 8 puzzles. And I guess once you solve all 8 of those, that's nearing the end. And then it's like the final thing. That's the end of the game. So we're there. We've already opened 4 of the 8 doors. Okay, we know where the other 3 keys are. It's just a matter of RNG. And I mean that. It's literally a matter of RNG. I could boot up Blueprints right now and immediately get one of the keys if the game gives me the room to do it. But if it doesn't, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? I can't get it if they don't give it to me. So, you know, it's kind of a bummer, but that's just the situation that I'm in. I'm at the mercy of the game. So, do we put it into the schedule again? Or do we just say, we're done with it? I would love feedback. And it may be that we don't get an answer right now, but we get an answer over the course of the week. I would love to hear your thoughts on this because I just don't have an answer. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, I don't know how to handle it. At this point, I'm curious what your thoughts are. because mine are, I want to keep playing it,
Who
but I
fucking
need to do things
cares?
you guys want, right? I can't just do what I want 'cause it's not working. So, it is what it is. What do you guys think? Demolition Dice is do a poll. I don't think that a poll is really going to solve it. FF9000 says, mini games are about RNG. If it were Pokemon, you got to keep going for encounters until the desired Pokemon shows up. You're complaining about a core aspect of video games. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I want you to understand something. I'm not criticizing or complaining about blueprints. I love blueprints. I think it's fine. Some people don't like that aspect. I actually really like it. Okay? Really. Lipsian says, the sigil doors aren't really required for the true ending. I do have the steps required written out for my playthrough. So what the hell is the real ending? Because the game makes it seem like that's the true ending. I mean, when you get to room 46, it says, hey, guess what? You're not done because there's these other doors and other keys you need to find. So then what is the real ending? Good Lord. I don't know. How about this? All right, let's do it this way. Because you know what? This person actually had made a good point now. They said, this is basically becoming a sunken cost fallacy. I mean, you're right. When you invest a certain amount of time into a playthrough or a game, you expect that you want to see it to the end, right? Can you imagine investing over 40 hours? I think we're around 45 hours into blueprints and just be like, oh, we're just dropping it now. You know, it's pretty bad. You know, there's people who are going to watch it eventually and get to the end of the playthrough and be like, what, he just dropped it? And I'm with you. I'd be pissed too, but what do you do? So here's what I want to do. All right. I want to do one more stream of blueprints. And I will announce it far ahead of time. It's going to be next week. I'll announce it ahead of time so everyone is well aware of when it is, you know, and people who like blueprints, I'm going to make a call to you to show up for it.
Jesus fucking Christ. He's given his whales ample fucking warning. He's like, hey, blueprints whales, please, you know, clear your fucking schedules for this day. Take time off school or college or work on this day so you can give me money on this day. Final stream imminent. Much money requested.
Is well aware of when it is, you know, and people who like blueprints, I'm going to make a call to you to show up for it. All right, do what you can, and I understand if you can't, but I'm going to say, hey, we're doing a big blueprint stream. I want to make progress. I'm going to need help with this. Not only am I saying, oh, show up and, of course, financially support the stream, but I'm saying engage with the stream. If there's something that I've literally missed 100 times, let me know so I can find it and make progress. I can't just keep going by and not doing things and not making progress. I need to finish the game. I want to see it through, but if it really is RNG, then I don't know how long it's going to take. You know, I need people to be there for it. So if I do one more stream of blueprints and this game gets no one showing up, no one's engaging and helping me with it, and no one supports the stream, then I'm sorry, that's going to be the end of it. And I'll announce it formally during that video or whatever too, so those who are watching it on demand will know. But I really don't want to drop it. Like, I'm trying to be as forthcoming with my feelings as I can. I love blueprints. I really enjoy the streams. They're chill, they're interactive, they're fun. Every time that there's a new story development, it's like a eureka moment. I really enjoy that feeling. I want to see it through, but I can't play this game for 100 hours. No one's going to stick around for that long. Already 45 hours in, we've got people who've fallen off and don't care about it. Every time I stream, people yell at me, why am I wasting my time? It's a very frustrating endeavor, okay? It is. So let's see what happens. Let's do one more stream of blueprints next week as a day stream, so that way those who can make it can make it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we say, well, we gave it a try. I formally made it known that this is going to happen, right? Let's see how it goes next time, okay? You know, with Clear Obscure, it was easy to make a decision. Let's just focus on the story for now and see how it goes, right? That was very simple to figure out because of the nature of the game. You could just get through the story and say, that's what we're going to do. With Blueprints, I can't even tell you. How do we say, oh, we're just going to focus on the story? No, that's what I'm doing. You don't even know what you're going to find because it's RNG. You have no clue at any given moment what's going to happen and what you're going to discover. So I can't even make a commitment to, oh, we'll just focus on this or this. I won't even know. You know what I mean? So one more stream next week. Let's see how it goes. I'm personally hoping that it goes well, that people show up, engage, and support with this stream. I really hope so. If not, well, I don't think anyone's going to blame me and be like, well, you didn't give it a chance. Absolutely. I've given it every chance at this point, right? Okay. Oh, I received a $3 tip.
Who fucking cares?
Oh, just a troll, so I'm just going to ignore them. Fuck you. Okay.
Waste of $3, by the way.
All right. So, that's that. Now we know one more stream to determine the future of Blueprints. If it's a thumbs up, we continue. If it's a thumbs down, we drop it. Let's see what happens next week. Fair enough? All right. I gave it a chance. All right. I want to take a look at this Witcher 4 trailer or gameplay or whatever. It's 14 minutes long. I doubt we're going to get through 14 minutes. I also didn't hit play itself. I doubt we're going to get through all 14 minutes, but I'm very curious about what this is. Okay. So this is supposed to be 4K Witcher 4. Ready? Let's watch it. Here we go. Oh, by the way, supposedly, this is on a base PlayStation 4. I want to explain it. Excuse me, base PlayStation 5, not PlayStation 4. They're claiming this is a tech demo of gameplay of Witcher 4 on a base PS5. Color me skeptical.
Bill is in the way of his fucking video.
asleep, is he? The plowing plonker. Quick, me pearlies on this blasted paper and tract.
Lost his lucky coin.
Where's Vera, Gyro? Fight the devil's out!
What's with the shaky cam? It's annoying. I will say this, at least they used a good frame rate. It is, I believe, 60 frames, which is good, but I wish it wasn't shaky cam. I don't know why they did it like that. Why did this monster just randomly attack his carriage? Ouch.
Oh. Almost had me fooled for it.
I do find it funny people are complaining about her appearance, saying she doesn't look like Ciri from Witcher 3. Like, yeah, Witcher 3 was like 10 years ago. Of course the model's gonna change, right? Like, they're not gonna use the same model.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get to the actual. I don't see them gabbing like idiots. Here we go. Okay.
The region we are in is called Kovir, and you'll get to explore it in a game. Right.
You don't want to see them gabbing like idiots. You mean the guys that made the game explaining what the advancements they've made in the fucking game? You don't want to fucking hear all the technical babble.
Now, Ciri is investigating the monster, and after gathering the clues, she is heading back to a nearby village. Alright, everyone, meet Kelpie.
Let weeds be weeds, Kelpie.
So just like Geralt and Roach, Ciri has her own loyal companion.
We return to town.
These two characters need to feel like one. Since you're gonna explore the world on horseback, riding needs to feel seamless, natural, and just fun.
Yeah, and to support that, we're introducing multi-character motion matching in Unreal. So Ciri and Kelpie, they're perfectly synchronized when mounting from any angle and speed. And we also support movement.
Yeah, right. Day one, there's gonna be video compilations. Look, they're perfectly synchronized. She goes to get on the horse, she flies into the sky and fucking glitches out the ass. I love when they're gonna kiss this game's butt so early in development, just so that this is all gonna come back to bite them. I guarantee you, this is all gonna come back to bite them so bad because they're showing it now and they're basically trying to fluff up their game. And I mean, the graphics are gorgeous, right? But why would you even do this right now? Why would you be like, oh yeah, these two characters will be seamless? Why say that? Why set yourself up for disaster? I don't know, man.
So controlling her feels realistic and grounded. And there are also some really nice improvements to our Unreal Chaos Flesh Solver and these machine-learned deformations. So you've got realistic muscles moving and stretching under Kelpie's skin without compromising the performance there.
Do I have to show it? Oh my god. Look at this, bro. Look at the muscles.
So let's leave Ciri behind for a second and talk about the world itself. So much of the Witcher world is natural, organic.
So basically, it's kind of like, you know, isn't like how good CGI works, essentially, you know what I mean? When they're fucking trying to make, like, good CGI, like, people who fucking spend time developing a very good, you know, putting time into a fucking CGI model, they all try and fucking build it from the ground up, you know? So, you know, it looks like realistic fucking movement because they actually fucking, you know, designed, like, oh, here's the fucking way it moves, here's the fucking stretching and the fucking skin or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, but, so, alright. Like, I don't mind tech developers explaining this sort of thing. I mean, it's like, they're showing off the improvements and enhancements that they're able to fucking create. And Phil is mocking and ridiculing this technological advancement in video games. But Phil claims to be a fucking gamer, but it doesn't seem very positive about the fucking future of gaming, does he?
Especially Kovir with its dense forest and wild nature.
Yeah, and wild nature is hard. And with nanite geometry, we freed artists from so many of their old constraints. But we don't want to rest until everything we do in Unreal has that same spirit of freedom. There's always more work to do. And foliage is a huge piece of that puzzle. So we are excited to introduce nanite foliage.
Ah, gee, that hurts my eyes.
In order to achieve gorgeous foliage density everywhere, while still being memory efficient, fast to render, we believe that a new idea was needed. So instead of the same card approach we've been using for the past 20 years, artists should be free to take a nanite approach to foliage, modeling every single leaf and pine needle. And the old LOD tricks of the past, they needed a complete rethink. And in their place, it's a new adaptive voxel representation in nanite.
So it's
Volumetric,
Minecraft.
fully 3D, it is super fast to render. And these dense clusters of triangles turn into these cubes, which at a distance, they're no larger than a pixel, and they react to the changing light of our dynamic sun and our shadows, and they allow artists to render whatever amount of foliage is needed to achieve their vision without compromise.
And no compromise.
So what they're basically saying is, instead of making these incredibly detailed models, everything's based on those blocks, but then they can fill in the blanks when you're up close. So they have the models to pop in to replace the blocks when you're up close to see it, but then when they zoom out, these trees are actually the blocks. But the eye can't see it from that far, so it looks like the full tree. It's like a...
I mean, the problem with that, of course, is still trying to make it look good from a distance. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue. You know what I mean? It's like, you've got to try and get that fine line. Obviously, the kind of pop and quality, and like, you know, you see it in video games all the fucking time, you know what I mean? Where you have a different version of like the models that are used from a distance compared to when you get up close to it, you know. And sometimes in these older video games, you'll see the kind of quality change as you get closer to it. You know, easy example that comes to my mind is like playing the old school Grand Theft Auto games, you know, like Grand Theft Auto Vice City or San Andreas, you know. You'll see buildings in a fucking distance, you know what I mean? And also fucking, it's like, oh, it's like tall building in the distance and you can't see it, you know. It shows you the low quality version because you're in the distance, you know. It's not a fucking best of render distance anyway, you know what I mean? And those are old fucking games, but aye. Is that fine balance of trying to get the fucking game to render the right thing properly from what you're seeing? If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Aye, distance modeling, yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make there, you know what I mean? So, I mean, fair play to them for trying to fucking... They're trying to fucking think of the best ways to do this effectively, while not being massively intensive for, like, you know, memory usage.
Kind of like it fools the mind, right? Okay.
It means how ambitious we are when it comes to bringing our vision to life with incredible visuals. But more than that.
See, that's what I'm saying, like, this zoom in here, like, I'll say, like, if you're doing this in other games, you know, it's like, obviously, you're still quite a bit away from the trees, but it's like, when does a game... Like, if you're doing this flyby, will it be a seamless transition? Will you even notice the change between the far away version and the close up version? Like, you know, will it be a smooth transition? Will it jarring? You know, like, I'm going frame by frame here to see if the quality changes here. And obviously, I don't have the highest quality version here. You know what I mean? I don't see this fucking trailer. And obviously, as you get closer to the fucking trees, you get some motion blur as well and all that shit. It looks good to me though. It looks impressive.
Live with incredible visuals. But more than that, together with Epic, we created faster way throughout the world. We can now bring in more content more quickly for the smoothest possible experience as we fly down to catch up with Siri.
And all this is on a base PS5. Of course it is.
Welcome to Valgrest. So Valgrest is a port town, a hub for fishing, trade, and mining. It's one of those places where you can meet shady characters or overhear gossip from other lands. It's also where Siri took on her current contract. High-tech, let's leave Kelpie here and explore the marketplace and through.
And the missus?
I'm so excited we can finally show you some of this stuff. Let's see what Valgrest has to offer.
Not her again.
Oh, spits on her. Oh, nice guy.
Present him with a fish. For the furry rascal will often wait, and a bear's weight grants good fortune.
No one was afraid of the bear. He just stood there, perfectly stoic and still.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is.
He's not playing it, dude. Get the fuck. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not playing it. We just saw that it zoomed out and did a tech demo. You can't control that with a PS5 controller. You're not really playing the game. The fucking camera is panning in front of her. How could you be walking seamlessly forward on the PS5 controller? Fuck you. Why are you such a disingenuous liar? It's like we're back to E3 of like 2000 when they used to do this shit all the time. Stop. Stop lying. You did this with Cyberpunk and it fucking bit you so hard in the ass. Why are you lying again? Just be real with the people and then they won't fucking be pissed at you when the game comes out and they've been overpromised and underdelivered for the millionth time. So you're not playing the game. We know you're not.
That's what happens around you. Sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Everything is working together.
Look, he's moving the thumbstick, yet nothing's happening on the screen. Yeah, he's really playing.
Oh, look at this poor gentleman.
Well, he's walking and he's moving the camera. Like, Jesus Christ. I am personally not bothered. Is a guy playing or not? I don't care. This is meant to be a demonstration of a new game engine and how good the games look and feel and all that shit, you know what I mean? And Phil is too hung up on the most ridiculous things. You know, it's like, wow. It's like he doesn't give a shit.
how to fly by an angry innkeeper. That's what happens when you cheat at Gwent.
Last of it, is it? Ready to race.
Silver, round ones, jingle in the purse.
Okay, so this is the guy who gave the series quest his own. Like you probably suspect, he has his own agenda in all of this.
Off your tits again, Wilfred. Get your ass up.
A typical day's toil.
Who in? The tourists. One using my wagons. No eternity is taking that damn salt to arrive.
I found them. And, well, suffice to say, they'll not reach you. As for the salt, I'm not one speck. I presume this comes as no surprise to you. No, no. Kabir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush, shush, shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart, devoured your men. Quite the opposite.
Manticore? No, them winged hellspawn dwell in the arse of the crate. Not here.
While
Where's the camera going?
decides what to do about that merchant, let's take a look at the character technology that powers this marketplace.
All right,
Why don't we listen in?
watching this, doesn't this just make you wish that they had just made this instead of Cyberpunk? Like, that we had a whole, 10 years wasted because they had to make Cyberpunk 2077. It was just, a waste of time. Like, this, just looking at this base value looks so much better. It's just a more interesting, engaging world. You don't know what monster series going to face. You don't know what cool lore is going to be in this game. It's so much better. I don't want to play fucking Cyberpunk. What a waste of time that was. I just feel like we could have had this so much sooner if they had just stopped dicking around. Anyway.
On these fishmongers, they're selling their wares, chatting up customers.
Hey! And catch the seas. We'll find none fresher.
Forgive me, ladies, after one of those.
Get this cleaned and gutted for you. You mind, dearest? Interesting and something more. Got mackerel cod, all Brexit's finest.
And there is tons of tech to play here. Even the simple market stall, metahuman tools, improved Unreal Smart Objects, Chaos Cloth, and more.
Yeah, and all of this exists to make sure that the gap in quality between Siri and NPCs is as small as possible.
Yeah, and closing that gap, it's not just about fidelity, right, but also authenticity. They should react to changes in the world around them.
But the prisoner in pillory isn't exciting enough for Valve. Let's grab everyone's attention with a circus.
See, here's the problem with what they're saying, though. Like, I understand what they're saying. Oh, look, there's going to look like there's real town interactions. I mean, I believe there will be. But the question is, how many will there be? Like 2? So the first time you come to the town, you'll see that guy haggling for fish. The second time, they'll be playing music. And then when you come back, the guy will be haggling for fish again. It's the same thing. They're not going to have 700 different things. How much work do you think they're going to put into the NPC of the town you're going to see twice during the whole game? You know? So I get it. I appreciate the attention to detail, but I don't think it's a big deal. I actually think that the way that they're rendering the forest is more interesting than what they're showing right now.
But the great performance deserves a huge crowd, though. Let's crank it up.
So you are seeing tons of optimizations here.
By the way, he's doing all this on a standard PS5 controller. He's playing the game right now, folks. It's real.
Oh, he won't be the only, so, like, if he is actually in control of the fucking game, he won't be the only one fucking, in control, if that makes sense. Like, there'll probably be a few of them, you know what I mean, dictating things or whatever, behind the scenes, as it goes. You know what I mean? Like, fuck me, man. Like, it is impossible for Phil to grasp the concept of how these things are fucking shown off.
No, it's real, I'm telling you. Totally not a tech demo that they've pre-rendered.
Unreal systems, including an entirely new Unreal animation framework, allowing us to fit easily in our 60 FPS budget, not just in rendering, but also with room to spare on the game thread. Over 300 animated skeletal mesh agents, all going about their business. And the whole point is to leave breathing room for developers like you, to introduce the gameplay and the systems that your players expect, empowering you to make your worlds come to life without Unreal standing in your way.
You're right. That's the open world RPG that we're making. But before we wrap up, how about one final check-in with Siri?
This looks great. Like, I'm very excited for this.
The most
It looks really
immersive and ambitious open world Witcher game ever. And we are making this a reality thanks to our work on Unreal with the team at Epic. I think what we're doing together is going to bring in a new generation of open world RPGs, and I'm so proud of what we accomplished so far.
We are too.
So we're almost done, but before we go, here's a small gift for all Witcher fans.
All right, let's see. Small gift.
A first look at La Next.
Huge.
Onward, Kelvin. We what?
So does she have Geralt's swords? Are those his swords? Or does she have her own pair of swords, I wonder?
Thanks, guys.
All right, so, I mean, in a nutshell, it looks great, right? It looks gorgeous. I don't know why they had to lie and pretend like he was playing it. He wasn't. That's complete nonsense. That's just so silly. But it looks good. It does. I don't think that's going to run like that on PS5 at all. I don't believe that. Maybe PS5 Pro. I don't think it will look like that on base PS5. I think they're full of it. But I like the idea that they're using new tech to render things. I like that idea that they can, you know, like they said, the blocks, when they zoom out, it looks different, and you can't tell because your eye can't see that far, but when it zooms in, the detail loads, and it kind of makes it look better. The lighting looked amazing. The character models looked great. I'm excited. I wish that this had come out instead of Cyberpunk. I wanted to play this, not Cyberpunk. I'm angry that we had to wait 10 years for this, actually more than 10 years by the time it comes out, right? Because didn't Witcher was 2015 or was it 2016? Like, we have to wait so long for this game for no really good reason. But I'm excited for it. Okay, I am. Like, I think it's going to be a great game, and I love fantasy style instead of the stupid cyberpunk futuristic nonsense. And that looks good to me. You know, now let's get some information about it, right? Let's get some actual concrete information about, you know, when we can expect it'll come out and stuff like that, hopefully. So, okay, let's see here. Just a moron. Okay, so. Guys, we've got about 15, 20 minutes left. Originally, my idea was that we were going to look for PC steering wheels and pedals today. Sadly, I just don't think we have enough time. Let's do it tomorrow, because tomorrow actually is the final real podcast of the week, if you're not aware. Tomorrow we're doing a real podcast, but then Thursday we're really not, because that's going to be my Switch 2 marathon, and then Friday we're not doing a podcast, we're just doing gameplay, so we can do gameplay before Summer Game Fest. So I guess tomorrow will be the day when we will jump onto the internet and look for wheels and pedals and things like that, and go from there. Who fucking cares? Battle says G27 is the golden standard. It's Logitech. Well, I don't know. Again, price-wise, I talked about this just to give you a little preview. I was looking to spend maybe around $200, all right? I said that if we had gotten like excess support last night, I would spend every dollar I made on support on it, but we didn't, you know, we didn't get like a double goal or anything. So we'll see what's available tomorrow on the podcast. My ruin, I'm aware that PlayStation's doing a state of play tomorrow. I don't care. It's only 45 minutes, and they're only going to showcase a few games. We can talk about that later in the week. I'm not going to change my schedule tomorrow because Sony decided to drop a state of play the day before. You know, screw that. I don't care. Okay. All right, so let us chill a little bit. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. Tag me in the chat. Any further contributions, greatly appreciated. Obviously, let's hit the goal today, right? Not only for Player Obscure, but for the podcast as well. Thanks to those who did early support. I appreciate you. What would you guys like to talk about today? Let's see here.
Who fucking cares?
Yes, I played Final Fantasy Tactics before. I've already said that about 100 times on stream. I love that game. Yak Almighty says, sadly, they don't sell the G27 anymore. He'd have to get the G29. How much is the G29? Because someone told me it was over $300, and I'm not spending it. AI Camus, if you're just going to sit there and be a toxic individual on Kick, I at least expect you to drop a few subs. You've been toxic the entire podcast.
Jesus fucking Christ, so what's the saying? The way you talk would make people think you survive off garbage instead of demanding $450 a day. So they said that in Phil's Kick chat, and Phil's response was, if you're going to insult me, at least fucking pay me to insult me.
It's been a rough year.
AI Camus, if you're just going to sit there and be a toxic individual on Kick, I at least expect you to drop a few subs. You've been toxic the entire podcast, just spouting nonsense out of your butthole of a mouth. You know, drop a sub. Maybe I'll let you continue. Anyway, it is. See, it's $300. I knew it.
The guy's not wrong, to be fair, Phil, because on a day stream you demanded $150, and on a night stream, for some unexplained reason, you demanded $300. So yeah, yesterday you were looking for $450 from two separate streams for reasons unexplained. Like, you're not baiting switch to your fucking audience, especially for the fucking truck stand crap. You promise your fucking audience, guys, if I hit the goal one more time, I'll get a fucking steering wheel for you. And then when the goal was fucking hit, you fucking moved the goddamn goalpost and said, guys, I'd love to fucking buy a more expensive steering wheel for you, so give me even more money, and let's do a double goal so I can get the more expensive steering wheel, and you fucking guilt tripped the crap out of everyone when you did not hit the fucking second goal. You only got $179 for playing a fucking truck driving sim game very poorly.
Sidious, listen, Sidious says, why do you not recognize CD Projekt Red fixed Cyberpunk and all the negative reviews became positive? The company redeemed itself. It didn't redeem itself in my eyes. What they did is they fixed technical issues with the game. That's it. The game itself...
Wait, Phil, look, like, Cyberpunk had a fucking disastrous debut. I think everyone would agree to that. Cyberpunk had a fucking... There was so much expectation, so much hype behind Cyberpunk, and the fucking initial release of it was just... It was embarrassing for them. It was potentially career-ending. That sort of fucking launch they fucking had. And I guess, I mean, also over time, they have worked very hard to smooth out the wrinkles, as it says, as it goes, whatever. And Cyberpunk is now a very playable game. But I guess that, I mean, some people like Phil cannot forgive, though, the original flop that it was on day one. You know? Phil is not able to let go of that day one embarrassment.
It still wasn't good. The plot was not that good. There was like 2 side quests I actually really enjoyed. And outside of that, most of the plot I did not enjoy. I hated the world. I thought that the world was probably disgusting and just boring as shit. Like I said, the first time you see a billboard of like a robot dildo, you laugh. You're like, wow, they really are an over-sexualized, over-commercialized society. But then when you realize the entire world is a one-trick pony, like that's it, that's all they have. Like, compare the world of Cyberpunk to the world of Witcher. I mean that, too. Like, the world of Witcher is based on lore from a book series. It's got meat. It's got depth. It's actually interesting. The world of Cyberpunk is boring as fuck. It's like a one-joke thing, and after that, you're like, what the hell? Like, no, really? Everything is over-sexualized. Everything is over-commercialized. Everything is cybernetic. It's boring. That's what I don't like about the game. I didn't like the plot. I thought it was super boring, and the gameplay elements were just rehashed from other games. I didn't care about, oh, look, there's a zillion technical bugs that everyone complained about at launch. That wasn't the reason I didn't like the game. So unless they've completely changed the game from the ground up, and it's a different universe, and it's different gameplay mechanics from the beginning, then I'm not going to like it. Did they really do that? Of course they didn't. What they did is they went back, they fixed all these ridiculous bugs and shortcomings that their game had, but it's the same exact thing. It's boring. I don't like it. I literally, I've said this, when I played Cyberpunk 2077, my problem was I was only having fun about 20% of the time. 80% of the time I was bored to tears and didn't like it, so why would I like it now? It's the same game. You know? It's the equivalent of, let's say, Street Fighter 6 came out, okay? And it had a poor frame rate, and it was crashing, and there was glitches in the environment, and the gameplay was broken, okay? So they fixed it, so now it looks nice, but it still plays in a game mechanic that you don't like. Like, what if you don't like the drive rushing? What if you don't like drive impact? What if you don't like the fact that every character has a giant combo that pushes you to the corner, and now it's a 50-50 guessing game? Well, if you don't like any of that, you're still not going to like Street Fighter 6, even if they fix all the technical bugs. It's the same game. See? They're not going to redesign the game from the ground up. They did.
But you don't like those things. Why did you keep fucking playing it? This is in regards to Street Fighter. Like, Phil does not like all those fucking things. He was very critical about all those fucking things. And yet, he still plays Street Fighter 6 a tremendous amount of times. And bought it 3 separate times, for 3 different fucking platforms, for $100 a piece.
Do that. So then why on earth would I like Cyberpunk even after they fixed the game? Yeah, Yakko Mighty says, I would love a Cyberpunk 2077 run on PC with everything maxed out, but I understand if you don't like it. I just don't like it. That's it. Like, when I was playing it, and even when it was working fine, I was like, man, this is boring. Look, it's kind of like a combination of Borderlands with Deus Ex. That's exactly what it felt like. And I was like, I would much rather go play Borderlands or Deus Ex than this game. Nothing in this game is original. Every concept is lifted from someone else. Nothing is even executed very well. It's all kind of like mid, and it gets boring like a few hours in. Like I said, there were a few interesting plots. The entire time you're working with that detective, and he's doing those cases, and you're trying to hunt down like that murderer and stuff, that's pretty interesting, okay? And also, there's the whole plotline with the politician, who apparently has been mind-controlled and has people living in his walls spying on him. That's super riveting. Like, some of the writing in the game is actually quite good. But then when you get back to the core gameplay mechanics, they're just very, very mid. There's nothing really exciting about the game at all when it comes to the actual game. It's like, oh, if you like the lore, you like the universe, you get sucked up in it, you probably love it. I didn't. I thought it sucked. So that's why I didn't like the game. And everyone disagreed with me. I'm like, well, listen, I'm entitled to my opinion. If I don't like the world, I don't like the world. And I don't. I think the world's boring. Yakko Mighty says it was the way that I played because if I played as hacker class, there would have been unique elements I would have liked more. I mean, you're very well maybe correct, but that is the problem when you make a game like this, where basically you can play it different ways. If there's one style of playing it that makes it interesting, then that should just be the style to play it. It shouldn't be, oh, you can play it like that, or
shut the fuck up. Are you actually seriously complaining about a fucking game giving you fucking options to play it in a fucking different ways? Oh, heaven fucking forbid. A game should fucking encourage you to fucking actually have replayability, because there's different fucking ways you can go about fucking completing the game. But no, we need this game to be on the rails, where you don't fucking have to think about what you're fucking doing whatsoever. Because of people like fucking Phil Burnell. Phil Burnell, the reason why it's fucking yellow paint in fucking video games. You know, it's just like, he is actually complaining about games giving you the choice of how to fucking complete their games. I fucking love it when I can fucking think outside the fucking box. And like, you know, if I'm playing a fucking game and there's like missions in the game, I fucking love thinking of creative ways to complete those fucking missions. You know? I mean, any chance I fucking get when I'm playing a fucking game, there's a fucking mission happening, I always think to myself, okay, I know how they want me to fucking play the fucking game, I know how they want to play the mission, what can I do to fucking make this more fun or whatever, or easy, I mean, whatever, you know, I mean, what can I fucking do to, you know, potentially break this or whatever, you know? It's just, it's daft, I mean, it's like when you're playing, like, for example, like, if you're playing Grand Theft Auto, you know, how many times have people phoned the police in Grand Theft Auto during a mission to try and get them to shoot the bad guys for you? That works a surprising amount of times. You would be surprised how often that works in your favour. You know, it's dumb shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, imagine just like thinking, oh, the game expects you to just fucking go guns blazing, bang, fucking kill everyone. No. I'll just sit back. While they're shooting me, I'll just dial 911 or whatever and get the fucking popo to fucking do the job for me, you know? Fucking take care of the fucking bad guy shooting me. Thank you very much. It's daft wee shit like that. If I can just think outside the box.
Or this, just make the interesting style of the game. And then maybe more people, I would have liked it. I don't know. Maybe I just had bad luck with how I selected to play it or whatever, but I just recall being so bored. Just bored to tears. Everything was just executed just well enough to pass, and nothing really stood out to me, so I didn't care. So AI Camus, I'm wondering, where were those subs? Come on, you wanted the shit to be toxic all day and I let you do it. Where were the subs? Where's your paid tax to do that?
Where was the contractual agreement?
Yeah, actually, I agree. I played the game twice. Both times I did hacking because it was so much fun. You can murder everyone in the building without even entering it by hacking the cameras and turrets. That's interesting. Well, here you go. The Dancing Monkey says, that's a narrow way of thinking because it's different strokes for different folks and having more than one style to play it is better. But you heard what Yak Almighty just said. He literally said, I think the reason you didn't like the game is because you picked a style that's boring. Well, then why is there a boring style? Right? You know what I mean? Like, why put the boring way?
Phil, the style was boring for you. It might not be boring for other fucking people, but it was boring for you.
To play it in there. Instead, just make it interesting. Make it so that the hacking style is the way to play it, you know? Why am I saying base PS5 can't handle it? Because nothing in there said to me base PS5. Nothing. Sorry, I mean, PS5 is a powerful piece of hardware, don't get me wrong. But when most game devs that are making games for PS5 weren't even having to run at 60 frames at 1080p, it makes me question. So they're showing it at 4K, 60 frames, and all this dynamic shit is happening with the Unreal Engine around me, plus the lighting is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know about that. I would say probably PS5 Pro, definitely PC. I don't know about base PS5. Unless you're like pushing that thing to its absolute limits. Like no lie, that to me would be what The Last of Us 1 was to PS3. That's what Witcher 4 will be to base PS5 if it looks like that. Seriously. Like no one thought PS3 could pull off what Last of Us 1 did, and it looked so gorgeous on that console, and it was an end-of-life game. Like that was one of the last major games for PS3.
And quite frankly, those people who make that shit up should be sued. They should be sued into oblivion. But I'm not a rich man, and I don't have the
Am I going to use my PS5 Pro again? Of course I am, eventually. You know, this year we've got, what do we got? Ghost of Yote? That's PS5 exclusive, right? There's like 2 or 3 this year, are there not? I want to say there's 2 or 3 games this year that are going to be on PS5 that I'll be playing.
I'm a dunce. I'm a dunce. Yes, that's true. He's a pedophile. He's a racist. He's a sexist. Yes, that's true. I smell.
Is it? Death Stranding 2 isn't on PC? I didn't even know that. I actually did not even know that. I'm going to play it on PS5, I guess. Okay.
Egregious cross-dresser. Yes, that's true. Gifted a body that has a lot of shortcomings, okay? Bad back injury, a severely herniated gout, you oozing with grit, post-nasal gout. Gout is a disease that makes you act like an ass. He's a
what else?
Racist. He's a sexist.
What else is going to be on PS5 this year? I don't know.
He's that. Yes, that's true.
Who fucking cares?
I'm a dunce. I'm a dunce.
All right, anything else, guys? Anything else to discuss? You want to tag me in chat, or shall we wrap it up and get ready for Claire Obscure? I can't wait to finish Act 2. We're at the end of this dungeon. We're going to wrap this up. Apparently, there's a giant story segment just to forewarn everyone. I'm being told that basically there's like an hour of story, but then you get to Act 3, and then there's going to be dungeons and things to do. So let's get a good chunk into it.
I'm a dunce. I'm a dunce. Yes, that's true. He's a pedophile. He's a racist. He's a sexist. Yes, that's true. I smell.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Good show. But we're out of time. We had more time.
Oh my, he's wrapping up. Like is saying, I think behind the scenes has to go. I don't think it says that much. You know what? It's a fair theory. It's a very fair theory. How about we do a live search on Bingo?
But because of who I am, people believe it.
So we'll search behind the scenes, okay? And we'll search for podcasts. How many times has he said behind the scenes in like the last whatever? Will this actually load as well? This is the thing. Big Bingo can sometimes be very temperamental when it comes to things like this. When you try to search for like only certain videos. So,
Ghost of Derich tipped £1. I agree, Jad. Variety is the spice of life in video games, just like the several different methods of masturbating, like using a cheese grater, a sledgehammer, jumper pack, and my personal favorite, a flamethrower.
Jesus!
That's fucking creepy. Thanks, Derek, you creepy little bastard. Yeah, Pig Go, being very temperamental, not loading. Refresh. Refresh, I think. God damn. Maybe, hold on. Why, damn it? I mean, I could just omit the word podcast and we'll see how many times it says it, but that's the thing though, if I just search it without the word podcast, oh, actually fucking loaded results here first thing. Okay, we have some results here. Also, some of these videos he'll say behind the scenes without it being the podcast. He said it on the 29th of May, the 21st of May, the 14th of May, the 5th of May. Yeah, he only said it 4 times in the month of May. So he said behind the scenes 4 times in May. That's not a lot. You might be onto something, to be fair. You might be onto something. In April, Phil said it on the April 30th, the 28th, the 23rd. Then we had April. I said it like fucking 3 times as well. So yeah, we might have to get rid of behind the scenes. Behind the scenes could be a good shout. Let's say I like to get to fuck. I'll take it. I'll think of it. I'll think of it for sure. It says sometimes.
We'll look for the PC wheel today, but I guess we'll save that for tomorrow. That'll be a segment for tomorrow's show. Makes sense. And thanks for watching. And I'm excited. We're almost there. We're almost to Thursday. All right, we're getting there. And then Thursday.
The big question, of course, is he still says it a couple of times a month, like 2 or 3 times a month at least. Phil says behind the scenes. Is that enough to merit keeping it on as a potential bingo square? You know what I mean? As you know, it adds some variety. You know what I mean? Because obviously the whole point of bingo, you're not every square is going to be a guaranteed slam dunk to get hit. You know. But is it frequent enough to, you know, earn its keep?
We got the big marathon, which I know everyone's going to be very excited for, me as well. And this should be a good one. All right. All right. So thank you guys for a great show. I certainly hope that you'll stick around for Claire Obscure as we head into the end game. But if not, then I'll see you hopefully tonight for some Street Fighter vibes. And of course, tomorrow, where I think we're going to be doing more Night Rain. And thank you guys for a great show. Peace out and see you tomorrow morning. Okay. So, folks, let's see here. Claire Obscure. I need to turn this camera on. I'm trying to remember what I got to do. We got to move this over here. The camera is already flipped, but this has to be moved here. Yes. Gotta turn off all the lights. I'm just gonna take a very brief break. This will not be a long break. I'm just gonna basically stretch my legs and.
You really had a fucking piss break. So Phil had a break before starting the stream. You know what I mean? Because he fucking runs to the fucking bathroom before he fucking, you know, does this, you know, goes live. And then he had a fucking piss break, you know, like 30 minutes into his podcast, and now he's having another fucking break before gameplay.
I'll be back within 5 minutes, and then we're going to start with Claire Obscure, okay? So this will not be a lengthy break, don't worry. Just do a few quick highlight clips here, and then we jump right into Claire Obscure for 3+ hours of progress today, okay? All right, enjoy these clips. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Should try and find a way down there.
I have some bad news for you guys. I have a feeling that live DSP is not back yet.
Who doesn't like this sound?
Oh, wait, he's back. He's back. He's only just back, I think. Yeah, he's back, but I just like, you know, a minute or so, I think. So yeah, we'll rewind. So it comes back about here, it looks like. Yeah, right about here it comes back.
Shall we? Oh, Claire Obscure. We're right in the midst of the dungeon. I forget what it's called. It's the one where we're like a Roman Colosseum and all the enemies are dancers. And apparently this is the final dungeon of Act 2, and then we're going to see this big story-based segment that's going to reveal a lot. And then we get into Act 3, which is the finale of the game, but, you know, there's a lot to it, so, all right. Oh, yeah, we need to, I forgot. So 2 things we need to do on tomorrow's show. Number 1, we need to look for a wheel and a pedal. Number 2, we got to figure out the next DSP tries it. Someone had said there's a T-Pain meal, T-Pain, in 2025 at Jack in the Box that I should look at. I get the feeling that means it's going to be awful, but I still want to give it a look. If it's worth a laugh, we got to figure out what we're doing next, so we'll look at that tomorrow, okay? By the way, nice yellow color scheme today. And also, I need to put the chair cover on. I almost... Listen to this amazing music while I put the chair cover on.
There's a bait super chat if ever I saw one. You seem a little negative today. Are you okay, King? You seem a little negative. Like, Phil always is negative. That's a one common character trait, is being negative. Like, does Phil seem more negative today than usual? Not to me. This is the same level of negativity.
Beautiful music! Who doesn't like this soundtrack? Seriously, how could you not? If you don't like it, you're a jerk. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot I just gave her this hair. Amazing. The finger in the light socket hairdo. Hyperfixate with the $2 super chat says, I seem negative today, am I okay? No, I'm incredibly upset at the world and everything in general around me. But you know what? Your super chat and the fact that you care makes me feel a little better, so thank you. I think this has to go on the bottom of the screen so that way I don't block the energy bars of the enemies, and I think now we're good to go. Here we go. Saying hair. You know what's funny, Battle Duck? He says, you talked about short attention spans on the podcast. Do you think that translates doing a podcast to jumping straight to gameplay? The thing is, there's a lot of people who just show up just for the podcast. You know what I mean? Like, they're here just for that, and then they leave. A lot of people, I bet, are not sticking around right now for Claire Obscure. They don't care about this game, but they wanted to get my take on a few things this morning, so they wanted to be there. You see? So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see the dichotomy there. Some people stick around for everything. Some people don't. I've actually noticed some of the days that I've actually played just gameplay actually did worse, both views and support-wise, than the days when I did the podcast first. So, okay. Yes, I am wearing jammy bottoms with my blouse. Yes, I am. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Let's continue. Here we go.
What a fucking surprise. He pretends to be a fucking fully dressed adult Ole from the waist up. Rolled out of fucking bed, didn't bother his arse to get fucking changed, probably apart from putting on a fucking shirt, you know, a bowling shirt.
Hold on.
Not recording yet. He's still not recording. Phil, what are you doing?
Okay, never mind. Alrighty. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Alright, ready? Here we go. Hello everyone, and welcome back. It's time for more...
And he is now recording for a shitey gameplay on YouTube, which means it brings the bingo to an end. And sadly, we were far away from a full house. We were close. Close, but no cigar. It is what it is. Also, we can tick off the free. What free do we want? Do we want to tick off the left-hand side free, or do we want to, you know, so basically, who do you want to see? Do you want to see Phil or Frick? You're still in mission 1. Let's see Frick.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Very fucking good. We got to fucking Phil and Frick at least, you know what I mean? So there we go. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing we can do. Bugged bingo mechanics and all that. Yeah. So yeah, because we caught up to live DSP.
So, half the time the trigger works, half the time it doesn't. Good thing
Who cares? He's on $18. 18 buckaroos. Who cares? But yeah, fuck it. Guys, I'm going to wrap things up there. I do apologise for the stream. I said I'm not feeling well whatsoever, so I couldn't talk as much as I wanted to. It was a bit, you know, it wasn't the greatest entertainment spectacle, I know. But yeah, we still had fun, we still had some bingo. We still got to laugh at the bad man and fucking rant and rave at some of the dumb things he said. And all that jazz. But yeah, there we go, good stuff indeed. But guys, I will return, hopefully I'll return tomorrow. I'm half tempted to fucking 4 and 6 tomorrow. I'll have to wait and see. I wasn't too minds whether I can do bingo today or not, you know what I mean, just the way I was feeling. I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow, and hopefully, you know, I still plan on doing bingo tomorrow. If I'm not feeling up for it, I'll let you guys know, of course, you know what I mean, but I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Tuesday anyway, whatever you end up doing. I'm going to end the way I always end, by playing notorious PIG contributions made by the supremely talented Pixar animation. So guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow for some more bingo, but until then, have a good one and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that.